game officially behind us, and we are ready for the final stretch of the West Coast League season. It's the Raptors and the Elks, the West Coast League Game of the Week. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. I'm Aiden O'Neill. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday night, the first edition of the Game of the Week here at Genna Stadium, and we couldn't be happier. Two teams that have been struggling as of late, and an opportunity to get back on track under the smoky skies that Central Oregon has presented us with tonight. But coming off the All-Star game in Victoria, where the Elks saw a couple of players there, the Raptors can say the same, and I caught up with both Troy Sanders and Dimitri Sasidko pregame to talk about it all. The West Coast League Game of the Week from right here at Genna Stadium. Catching up pregame with our two All-Stars, Dimitri Sasidko and Troy Sanders. I'll start with you, Dimitri. Just this whole game, the entire event in Victoria. Take me through maybe your favorite moment and just how much it all meant to you.
Yeah, I would say my favorite moment was when we just won. You know, that last inning is exciting. Runner on second, 2 outs, and the South came through and we won, and that was just exciting. And I'd say just the whole city of Victoria was great. The venue, it was well put together. It was an awesome event.
Same thing for you, Troy. What was something that just stood out about that entire weekend?
Just being able to get up there with Dimitri and hang out with him. We had a lot of fun off the field. Had our own hotel room, so just a memorable experience.
The West Coast League Game of the Week.
Outs, and the South came through and we won, and that was just exciting. And I'd say just the whole city of Victoria was great. The venue, it was well put together. It was an awesome event.
Same thing for you, Troy. What was something that just stood out about that entire weekend?
Just being able to get up there with Dimitri and hang out with him. We had a lot of fun off the field. Had our own hotel room, so just a memorable experience that I won't forget.
Thinking about this year as a whole, the All-Star game is a culmination of your success, of course, and you've been towards the top of the league in batting average. Thinking about this entire year as a whole, how much has this meant to you to perform for Bend in front of these great fans?
It's meant a lot. The fans are great, and just the whole organization is just phenomenal. And it was easier to perform with just everyone having the back. I mean, the clubhouse is great. The teammates are awesome. It's been a blast.
And then Troy, tied for second in the league in home runs with 7. You've been on a tear. You were a late addition to the game, and rightfully were in that position. How cool was it to showcase your skills in front of that sort of environment?
No, it was great. It was great to be able to represent Bend, and it was just a great time.
That's my final question for you guys. You're playing in front of these outstanding fans every single night, and you have that bend across your chest. How much did that mean to you to be so far away but still pay homage to the place that's meant so much this summer?
It was an honor, just thinking about before the game, just being here at Genna and what does it mean, and just keeping that in the back of my head while I go and just represent the Bend Elks.
And then same thing for you, Troy. I mean, this place every night, it's well over 1,000 fans, and it's a lot more fans each game than you guys a lot of the time have at your colleges. How cool has that been to play in front of these fans and then also, as I said, have that bend across your chest?
No, just like Dimitri covered, it was an honor and it was a blessing. These fans have taken us in and treated us amazing, show out every night. So it's just a blessing to be able to go out there and play with the bend across the chest.
Fellas, really appreciate it. Dimitri, Troy, thanks so much for taking some time.
Right
Two
there.
All-Stars for this team, and Alan Cox, the manager of it all. Free hats giveaway tonight, so make sure you get your seats here at Genna Stadium. We'll see you at 6:35 for the Game of the Week. Was outstanding catching up with both Troy and Dimitri. Well-deserving All-Stars. And on Ridgefield side, too, absolutely incredible. Zach Wattis, JT Summers, 2 All-Stars that are not in the lineup tonight for Ridgefield, but one that is an incredible player in Carson Luna, the shortstop for Michigan, a player to watch tonight at Genna. The Ridgefield Raptors, and Carson, just reflecting on this entire season so far for you guys. You won the first half, you're a lock for the playoffs, a recent skid, but when you look at this season as a whole, how great has it been to compete with these guys?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I got here a couple weeks late, but I mean, fit right in with all the guys, loved playing with them. Obviously we had a really solid first half. Last week was was tough, but I mean, all teams are going to have ups and downs, and it's better that we have that now and are fresh and ready to go into the playoffs.
And you're coming from a program in Michigan that's highly touted in the Big Ten, and of course a lot of great players coming out of there. When you think about how Michigan prepared you for this summer, what stands out?
I mean, I think just consistency, having a routine, coming out here games every day. You got to be able to get back to your routine every day, no matter what field, what place you're in. So I think just that really got me ready to come to Ridgefield.
You guys just had a break with the All-Star break, of course. How do you hope to see this team improve in the second half after this recent skid?
Yeah, I mean, just getting back to what works, not panicking, not really changing too much, because we know what we can do and what we have done in the first half. So just getting back to that, following the process, and hopefully it all pans out towards the playoffs.
And then looking at your season so far, Carson, you've been outstanding, and a lot of teammates of yours as well. JT Summers, Zach Wattis, an incredible group you formed here in Ridgefield. Competing with these guys every single day, what has that meant to you to have so much talent on this team?
It's been awesome. Learning from other guys from other college teams is awesome. You know, hearing about their programs and their coaches and stuff, and then just trying to push each other every day. You know, when they have a great day, it makes you want to also have a great day, and then the team just kind of brings each other all together, and that's how you play well and win.
Carson, best of luck tonight.
Appreciate you.
Carson Luna, shortstop for the Ridgefield Raptors. Game of the week tonight at 6:35. Was with Carson Luna, and Carson, too, 4 home runs, 9 runs batted in on this season. He's in the 3-hole tonight, and this Ridgefield team, although they've lost 9 straight, all the talent is still there, and at a time when you've already clinched the first half playoff berth, Carson even mentioned it, it's tough to still have that same competitive nature and that ferocious tenacity when you come to the park to continuously compete, knowing you got the #1 seed locked up. The Elks, though, they're on the flip side. They need to get things back on track. There's no better place to do it than right here at home, the friendly confines of Genna Stadium. We're going to take a quick break and be back after the national anthem right here on Bend Elks YouTube for the West Coast League Game of the Week. Amidst the smoky skies here at Genna Stadium, we're just about ready for baseball. The West Coast League Game of the Week, Game 1 of the series between the Bend Elks and the Ridgefield Raptors. Aiden O'Neill once again up here in the broadcast booth. Thanks so much for joining us. The winds have swirled a lot differently tonight. There was some smoke earlier about an hour and a half before this game started where it looked like this game starting on time might be in question. But as the afternoon has gone along and we get towards the evening, the smoke has dispersed a lot more and has allowed for some more clear skies to be played. But something to watch. There's fires in the area, something that we're used to here in Central Oregon. But the Elks, they're ready to go in their gold tops and their black pinstripe bottoms. The Raptors looking to prove a lot of people wrong and show that, hey, we're still here regardless of the woes over the last 9 games. But the Elks, tonight they'll send Gavin Durr to the mound, their southpaw star from right down the road, went to Mountain View High School, a Bend, Oregon native. And coming off a rocky start for Durr, he's excited to get back out there and compete at the highest level. He'll face a tough Raptors lineup, but we'll take you to the field in just a sec. But before that, when I think back to this last road trip for the Elks, it is what was really tough. They couldn't compete towards the full duration of games. When they got to the latter stages, it started to collapse. And the road struggles all year for Bend has been a common theme. Looking back to that series against Victoria, they dropped 2 of 3. The last game of the series, they ended up winning in miraculous fashion, an extra inning thriller, but 18-5, the loss they had in game number 2. Then they went to the Nanaimo against the Night Owls, who, yes, they've had a good season, but Bend ultimately got swept on both Saturday and Sunday of that series, only scored 1 run, and then the makeup doubleheader at Walker Stadium on Monday night. The Elks split it, but in that final game, Luis Castillo hit the mammoth shot, propelled the Pickles to victory. And ultimately, Bend went 2-6. The 8-game road trip, seeking vengeance here at home. The first batter will be the left-hander, Michael Perazzo, and he'll foul it away to open up this game. We get started just 1 minute behind schedule at 6:36. Michael Perazzo, no homers, but 20 driven in. Facing Gavin Durr, who was dominant the last time he was in this building, as that heater misses low. Gavin Durr, a 4.3 ERA on the summer, 23 Ks, a 1.35 whip. And that last out in it got away from him momentarily, but was able to reel it back in. Durr went to Mountain View High School just up the road, Washington State last year. And now in the transfer portal, looking to stay at the Division I level. Something that he's shown all these coaches he deserves to do. 1-1 grounded through the right side and through for a base hit. Michael Perazzo gets us going here at Genna with a lead-off single. Foot traffic on the paths. See that smoke in the distance. With that, we'll take a look at the Raptors lineup tonight. It's Braden Orem, then Carson Luna, Josh Proctor, Braden Watson, Isaiah Hearn, Reagan McCluskey, Jackson Weber, and Ben Strutt. If that name Braden Orem sounds familiar, he's the former Elk and will take high just above the belt. Orem, a guy that we all grew fond of here in Bend, a hard worker, super utility man that can play all over the field, and joined Easton Amundsen this last year at MSU Denver. 1-0 to Orem, popped up, foul and out of play. This is the first look, though, for Braden Orem in a league contest. Has just played a couple of non-leagues with the Raptors, arrived in Ridgefield earlier this week, and now fully in the fold. 1-1 heater misses away. Orem, though, with endless speed, and you saw at the beginning of the at-bat was thinking about laying down a bunt. Brady Pettit even with the bag over there at third. Hitters count to Orem as Durr continues to settle in. He squares again. He pops it just off of himself in the box, and it's called foul. Or is he called out? Bryce Reeves, the home plate umpire, said that Braden Orem left the box, and it hit him on the bunt attempt, which would ultimately be an out. Let's take a look at it. Popped up. Can't really tell from that angle if his foot is still in the box. Braden Orem will take it. Now bringing up Carson Luna. Take down and in tight. So I wonder what that would go down as in the scorebook. with Orem running into the ball. Carson Luna, the player to watch that we caught up pregame with from Michigan, will scorch one right at the shortstop, and Unai goes to Fudge for one. Throw to first. A 6-4-3 twin killing gets the Elks out of the opening frame. A ball that was hit 105 off the bat, secured easily by the Elks shortstop. Home half of the first when we return on Bend Elks YouTube. The Elks coming up.
Would you rather have a walk-off home run or a game-saving catch?
Walk-off home run.
Would you rather have a road trip with the team or a weekend completely off?
Road trip with the team.
I like it. Sunflower seeds or gum in the dugout?
Gotta go Seeds.
Go seeds. I like it. I like it. Beach vacation or mountain getaway?
Beach vacation.
All right, all right. Would you rather have a pet kangaroo or a pet penguin?
Pet penguin.
Unlimited free Chipotle or unlimited free Raising Cane's?
Chipotle.
Would you rather never have to do laundry again or never have to write another paper again?
Write a paper.
All right, I like it. Pitching duel or wild slugfest?
I like a wild slugfest.
Okay, I like it. Team karaoke night or team bowling night?
Karaoke.
All right. Now, would you rather fight 1 kangaroo or 10 angry geese?
10 angry geese.
All right, here we go. Now, rapid fire Gen Z slang. Riz or aura?
Aura.
Cooked or locked in?
Locked in.
Min or cringe?
Min.
No cap or bet?
No cap.
Sus or shady?
Sus.
Goat or him?
Goat.
All right, I like it. Give it up for Finn in our Get to Know It Elks time.
Dimitri Sisidko will lead off the bottom of the first for the Elks against the southpaw Tyler Walker. And Walker's first pitch is fouled away. I hope you guys enjoyed that in-between inning game. I'm with you, Finn Chapman, on everything besides, I think I'm going with him instead of Goat. Sisidko, an all-star for these Elks. 1 homer, 11 driven in, and 921 OPS. And has been fighting for the batting title all season long. Way late on that one. Watch out, Julian Unai. That one went into the front row of the grandstand that direction. Walker's been up and down this year, the lefty out of the University of Washington. 6.14 ERA, a 1.7 whip, which has got him into trouble from time to time. Sidco takes up and away. Dimitri, the Coppin State commit. Team lead a .370 batting average, and this is going to be Dimitri Sisidko's final game as an Elk. We've really enjoyed all that he's brought to this group, but just as all these guys do over summer, at some point the road does end as Dimitri takes up. Sisidko's had an incredible story after being at Saddleback College last year and now being a focal point on the Elks, their best player all season long. Taking his talents to the Division I level. Fastball flared softly to the right side, sliding his Orem, his throw to the cover, and Walker goes by him. And that'll be an infield single for Dimitri Sisidko. Sometimes when you just hit it where the defense isn't, that does the trick. And Sisidko only hit this 62 off the bat. But great hustle out of the box. And no chance even if Walker was there on time. See there in the distance, really has cleared up. For reference, the mountains in left field were completely invisible about an hour ago, and now they're poking through the smoky sky. This is Julian Unai. Thought about it, but takes a strike. Home plate umpire tonight calling balls and strikes. Bryce Reeves, and then in the field is Kyle Sisk. Sidko, a base stealer off of first. Unai skies one to left. Hearn going back to the track, and one hops the wall. Sidko hits second and heads to third. He stopped there. A stand-up double for Julian Unai. And the Elks are in business here in the first. That was an incredible piece of hitting from Julian, just going to the opposite field. And the definition of backspin. Taking a look at the rest of this Elks batting order. Keaton Nadeau will get an RBI shot here. Then Jace Miller, Wynn Gurney, Brady Pettit, Cam Beck, Nate Snakenborg, and Isaiah Fudge to round out the lineup. Raptors defense will think about creeping in. McCluskey at first and Luna over there at third. Nadeau takes away. You don't get these prime opportunities often early in a game, and the Elks seeking to take advantage. Nadeau's been good, has 10 driven in on the summer. Flips that one. Foul down the right field line. Nobody in the bullpen, so it's going to be a long jog for whoever's in that dugout. Owen Smith is the one that's chosen, and he makes the long jog and picks it up. 1-1 to Nadeau. Slight choke up on the bat. Will line one off the pitcher and Walker. He knocks it down. Nadeau reaches safely at first. The bases are loaded with no outs, but immediately the Raptors coaching staff concerned, and they'll jog out to chat with him. 3 consecutive hits to start this game. Wonder if that caught more glove than flesh of Walker. Still one that doesn't feel too good. It's just a quick chat. And Walker's going to try to throw a warm-up pitch to his catcher in Weber to see if he's all right. Take a look at the Raptors defense while Walker throws his warm-up pitch. He's good to stay in. Hearn, Strutt, and Proctor in the outfield from left to right. Luna, Peraza, Orem, and McCluskey around the horn. And Jackson Weber doing the catching. And how good it feels to have Jace Miller back in this lineup. Was not with the team during the road trip. And immediately in the first inning, a prime chance to get a big hit. Bases loaded, nobody out. Walker remaining in. Miller just a 196 average for the man that's loved so much in this city. Take a fastball that misses down and away. Just a 633 OPS for the reigning batting champion in the West Coast League. But the at-bats have gotten better. He's starting to hit the ball much harder. And truly is turning a corner. Up and away, 2-0. Getting behind a hitter in this situation, you run the risk of walking in a run. Sidko at third, Unai at second, Nadeau at first. All 3 batters so far have reached. To begin this ball game, Walker's got to come in. Fastball misses away, 3-0. Tough start for Tyler Walker. The last time he threw was against Yakima on July the 9th, where he went 3 2/3 and gave up 3 runs. Doesn't get tougher than this, though. Miller got the green light and tapped it foul beyond home plate. Just shows the confidence that this Elks coaching staff still has in Miller. although he has been scuffling. Even in a 3-0 count in 2026. All the confidence in the world in number 13. Ball 4. He walks in Dmitry Sisidko, and it's 1-0 Elks as Ben strikes first. Chase will take it. An easy at bat on his side as he saw that ball up. And a 3-ball count, Walker would have liked that pitch to have been more competitive to entice Miller, but an easy take. And now it's Win Gurney, still nobody out. Gurney with a huge hack and a miss. Wynn's been nursing some muscle tightness and hasn't been in the lineup over the last couple of weeks, but good to have him back in the starting 9. 0-1, fouled away down the right field line. Gurney coming from LMU, the Manhattan Beach, California native, in year 2 with the Bend Elks. In protect mode here, but he strikes out as Tyler Walker goes right across the letters and picks up a big punch out. That's the first K for Tyler Walker, and it comes in a good spot. Nobody goes anywhere, and it turns to Brady Pettit. Brady Pettit, hailing from St. Mary's, now fully integrated with these Elks after the long road trip, but happy to be back here at Genna. Getting one of his first shots in front of this home crowd. Pettit takes up. In the second inning, we'll have operating owner Kelsey Herco with me, talking about this Elk season, her history in that role, and just a great chat in front of this outstanding crowd on a Friday night. 1-0's tapped to Luna at third. He comes in, picks it, throws to first on the run, gets Pettit, but Julian Unai on the putout will score, and it's 2-0 Elks. Sometimes you just got to put the ball in play like Sisidko learned as the opening batter of this frame. And Pettit hit that ball 68 miles per hour. The only play for Carson Luna was to first. Beck with 2 away. Both of the back runners moved up, so Nato at third and Miller at second. Elks looking for more. Beck will take away at 89. All the power in the world, the Oregon State Beaver, Cam Beck, who just wrapped up his freshman season there. Beck takes high. Walker, a big frame on that mound at 6'6", 230 pounds. But just appearing in 10 games, all as a reliever with UW this last year. Got hit around with the Huskies as well. Beck fouls it over the head of our third base coach, Johnny Kemp. Down at first, David Diaz, the normal base umpires we got for these home games. And Beck, just 1 home run and 2 driven in, as struggled with the swing and miss side of things, but when he makes contact, as good as it gets. Pops that up, foul, 2-2. Nothing else if the Elks just get those 2 runs in. You feel good about where Tyler Walker's pitch count is at so far in this game. The Raptors this series send in 3 lefties to the mound, at least according to their probables, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Beck on the 2-2, takes side, good take, and a full count. Looming on deck, Nate Snakenborg, and then the bottom of the order in Isaiah Fudge. Elks coming to play early. 500 record they have here at home. Beck takes ball 4, and the Indian rolls on. The second walk for Tyler Walker. And another pretty easy take for Beck. Wonder how long the leash is going to be for Tyler Walker. Already some stirring in the Raptor bullpen. Nice chance for the Elks to blow this game wide open. Snake fouls it away down the right field line. Great crowd on hand on this Friday night. These fans can sense that the Elks are in go mode, entering this game with a 14-22 record, 8 games below 500. And to make the playoffs, you really got to win basically every night, it feels like. 1-1 to Snake. Dribbled back to Walker, who throws to first to end the inning. But the Elks get 2 runs in. They make Tyler Walker work. 3 hits, all coming from the top 3 in this order. Elks on top by 2. Kelsey Herco will join us for the second when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube. Welcome back to Vince Genna Stadium. Durr pours in a strike to Josh Proctor to open up this frame, and happy to be joined in this second inning by operating owner of the Bend Elks, Kelsey Herco. Kelsey, thanks for joining me.
It's nice to sit down and watch some of the game.
I know you're always scrambling around. I admire that a lot. You know, a lot of owners, they just sit up in their precious booth and enjoy a beer, but you're always working.
I'll get that after the game.
Yes, of course. How was your whole trip and the experience in Victoria? The All-Star game was incredible.
It was, yeah. Victoria did such a great job executing everything. They, had a lot of great kids camps going on the day before all across Victoria. The All-Star game was a great experience. They had skydivers. The players had a lot of fun. It was really all around a great experience and a big crowd that had lots of energy.
And super cool, too. The Elks had 2 players in it, Dimitri and Troy. I'm sure you got to know them a lot better, too,
yes,
over the
yeah.
trip.
It was fun. I usually don't get a chance to talk to our players much, so it was nice to get to know them more.
Julian Unai on the putout. Durr gets himself a ground ball just like he did at the end of the first inning. When you think about this year so far, Kelsey, I think every year, I'm sure for the Elks is a little bit different, but what's been your fondest memory so far?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if I could choose one so far this year. I think my biggest relief was having a firework night without Mother Nature
Yeah,
throwing a wrench
how
in
about
it this
that?
year. I think that, having the new stadium lights has been really exciting and kind of a weight off our shoulders, no problems, and redder field for the players. And then you guys doing our live stream. I've gotten so many compliments about our updated live stream and how great it is. I think it's really cool to know how many more fans are watching from home and the experience they get.
Yes. No, it's been an awesome journey. That's all Pierce, though. I credit him for the majority of it. See the smoke there setting in? I know that adds another element for you as maybe some stress over your head just to make sure this game gets through.
I've definitely checked the air quality quite a few times today.
This is Braden Watson, the DH for the Raptors. 1-1 the count. I got to compliment you on these hats. These are outstanding. As soon as I got it set on this desk, I was like, these are great this year. You
Aren't
did a
they
good job.
great? Yeah, I know. I'm really happy with them this year. They're like not too heavy, which is nice.
Yeah.
They are definitely great. We're lucky that St. Charles Center sponsors and helps put them on.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, I was telling Michael, I was like, you guys did a good job with the hats this year, the GM of the Elks. And he's like, it was all Kelsey. So he didn't take
gave
any
me credit for that.
Yes, of course. No, I know that's good for sure.
Yes.
You've been a part of this team for so long. Just tell the fans about this entire journey, of course, with your parents being involved as well,
Yeah.
and it being a true family affair.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a unique story. I actually interned for the Bend Elks under the old owner, Jim Richards,
Yeah.
when I was still a student at Gonzaga University, and that's actually how I met my husband, Michael. He was a player on the team then, and I was an intern, and he was the first person I met when I showed up for my first day of work. Not usually how intern-player relationships go, but for us, it ended up with 2 kids in the ballpark to run. As I was getting ready to graduate college and look for the next steps, I had a job offer with West Virginia University, and I also heard a rumor that Jim was looking to sell a baseball team, and convinced my parents it'd be a great idea to buy a baseball team. They were looking for a new adventure to start, and it kept me in Oregon, which they liked. So
That's
kind of how
incredible.
we started the whole thing. And our first summer was 2015 when we won the West Coast League Championship. It definitely was an interesting summer. I think no team knows what they're in for until it really happens and you're in the thick of it. And every year since then's been, just like you said, a little different every year. New challenges, keeps you on your toes, but definitely lots of fun.
And you're constantly involved with baseball, too, which is so
Yes.
special. And I know your kids are in
Yes.
love with the sport. So.
Yes, they are.
It's impossible. How could you not be when you have it around you all the time?
I know, yeah, and we're so lucky. The whole league, visiting team players and our players are all so great with kids, and mine truly are baseball rats. They're at the ballpark more often than not, and our players will see them swinging their bats before games and give them little pointers or pitch to them for a while, and we're very lucky that just the whole league has such great players in it that encourage baseball in young kids too.
Absolutely, no doubt. Isaiah Hearn just picked up that strikeout, 2 gone. Here with operating owner of the Elks. If you're just tuning in with Kelsey Herco, Kelsey, this crowd too. Every night, I feel like it's incredible. How satisfying is that for you as
great.
an owner to see the stands packed all the time?
Yeah, it's definitely great. Bend is such a large community, and every day more people join it. So it's definitely a unique challenge to make sure people know who we are and remember when we have game days, because our schedule varies so often. But Bend does a great job of turning out for these players and this team and our community that is the Bend Elks, and we're really lucky. It's definitely awesome. We are very appreciative of our community.
And even on the non-firework nights, like a simple night like tonight, there's still well over 1,000
Yes.
fans.
Yeah, and that they're into the game and they're excited, and kids are all running around having fun. Parents get to hang out. It's such a great place for our community to kind of let people get away from the realities of the world and just go back in time and have fun.
Right, and that's the beauty of baseball. It's an escape from all that, and that's what the Elks provide a lot of these people.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah. This is Reagan McCluskey, tonight's beer batter. Your husband, Michael, this is his pick for beer batter. So.
Oh, I was wondering who picked
Yeah,
it tonight.
Michael did. His turn. We go through everybody in the press box, but Michael looking to get a streak going himself. 3-1 the count, though, so some work to do. He'll get a couple of at-bats, so it's not just this one. Out of the way. Here we go. When did the beer batter start? Has that always been something?
You know, that has always been something. It was the old owner did it. When I was an intern here, everyone did it. And it's definitely, there's a couple other teams in the league that do it.
Yeah.
And our fans, as you can hear, really appreciate and enjoy the opportunity to cheer somebody on for some cheap beer.
Oh, yeah. Just missed high.
Oof.
Snake couldn't catch it, but ball 4 moves Watson up to second, and the Raptors have a couple of runners on base. Last year was the Elks' first playoff win since 2015. You've seen this team full circle, and being in the building for that, like how special was it knowing that you started with the 2015 team that won the championship, and then you finally see them again under Allen now get it done?
Yeah, it was really special. I remember, I can't tell you how many people told me when we won in 2015, you know, that's not a normal thing. Don't get used to it. They were definitely proved right.
Caught on the track.
And then to finally get back in that playoff win, and really our community, like I said before, was so excited to have that win and to experience playoffs again. And just, you know, had such a great game atmosphere for it. It was really an exciting, special experience, especially to have missed it for so long. It just made it even sweeter.
It really was special. All right, Kelsey, we'll keep you for another half inning.
Love it.
We'll go to the bottom of the second. Elks still on top 2-0 right here on Bend Elks YouTube. Welcome back to Genna. Back here with Kelsey Herco, operating owner of the Bend Elks. The Elks sent 8 batters to the inning in the first and scored 2 runs, so on top. A new pitcher into this game. It's the righty Gavin Moran, but happy to have Kelsey with me for another half inning. Have you ever done anything like this, like been on a broadcast before, or is this a
No, the
first?
closest I've done is like when I have to do our interviews for the local news station.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
You're killing it, though. I
Oh,
got to tell you.
thank
Yep. Moran's been good this year. 2.84 ERA, a 1.26 WHIP. He'll face Isaiah Fudge, who will take down. A pretty special thing, Kelsey, about Genna, too, is it's not always just the Elks games in season. You guys host that Oregon State-Gonzaga game every fall, and you pack out this crowd. The one difference I noticed, though, much colder. All the players have their long sleeves on instead of the summer sunshine. But
Yes.
hosting that again this year, how excited are you for that?
I'm very excited. Yeah, this is, gosh, I think our 4th or 5th season hosting it again, so our version of it. So it will be Sunday, October 18th. And this year they can't play Gonzaga since they're now both in the same. So yes. So this year they'll be playing Oregon State versus Lewis Clark State. So it'll mix it up a little bit and hopefully not as cold as last year. Last year was the coldest year, and I think we could not keep enough hot chocolate warm to sell it. So it was a unique struggle that we're not used to with our summer ball games.
Lewis Clark State, a really good small program too, so I'm sure that game will be
Yes.
pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely should be an exciting game to watch. And definitely we're really excited to have the Beavers back here. And they always have such a great crowd that come out and cheer on the Beavers. It's a unique chance to get to see them play not at Goss Stadium.
Speaking on the Beavers, the Elks have, for a while, have had a lot of Beavers that have come through their own ranks, and Jace Miller being one of them, who's in his third year with the team, which is special. And I know you've known Jace for quite some time, but
Yes.
seeing a guy like him stay with this organization, I'm sure that means so much to you.
It definitely does. Jace is, like I was mentioning how great the players in our league are, Jace is one of those kids he is a great guy.
Tough play, and Dimitri's going to reach.
And we definitely, when we heard that he wanted to come back for this season, we were
No-brainer.
overjoyed to have him back. He
For
is
sure.
on the field, in the dugout, and off the field, all around a great person and great player.
That was awesome by Dimitri laying it down. He's got 2 hits now, the Bend Elks All-Star, just coming back from Victoria. Long travel days and all that.
Yes, it was definitely a long travel day for both of them, for sure. It's a long ferry ride and bus ride back, and they did get a little adventure. One of the Springfield players for a moment thought he lost his passport.
Oh,
so
boy.
the start of the journey started with some excitement, and then from there it sounded pretty boring and long.
There you go. Yeah, that's always dangerous. We were worried about that because the Elks had the trip to Canada right before the All-Star game, and fortunately all the players were focused and didn't have to worry about it.
Yes. We were definitely very nervous here waiting to hear
Yeah.
that you crossed both ways.
Got the
because-
phone close,
yes.
too.
It's always a worry crossing into the border with that many people.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is Julian Unai, who doubled his first time, and he'll pop that up foul and out of play. Genna's a really special place. I mean, it's been around for a while, and you have the same locals that go to all the
Yes.
games. The Bend Bandits were an independent league team, and I don't know if you knew this, but Keaton Nato, who's on the team now, his dad played on the Bandits.
I did, yeah. I got the chance to talk to his dad earlier
Yeah.
this season and talk about it and how special it is to have that experience of him and his son playing at the same ballpark. It's just a little bit different now than it was then,
I
but it's definitely a cool field and a thing to have for our community. There's lots of people that are, come to these games and talk about playing their little league games on this field, their
Right.
high school games on this field. There's definitely a ton of special memories across our Central Oregon community here.
And I just love how you guys have really embraced that old school style. Like when you come to an Elks game, it's not your traditional modern environment. It's supposed to be old school.
It is, yeah. We definitely feel like our goal is to be a little slice of the American pastime from the past, and we keep it family friendly. We try and keep it as affordable as possible and just as classic, good, all-American fun as it can be.
2-2 it is now to Julian Unai. Dimitri Sisitko on first. 2-0 Elks. Chatting with operating owner of the Elks, Kelsey Herco, here in the second inning. Rand's pitch. Guide to left center with some backspin. Both Strutt and Hearn giving chase. That one's off the wall. Sisitko's going to hit third and head home. The throw goes into the cutoff man. The second double of the night for Julian Unai. This one an RBI, and it's 3-0 Bend. Kelsey, your good luck. How about that?
I know, I'll take it. I was talking with Coach Allen earlier about the baseball math of how we can make playoffs, so this is definitely helping the math.
What is it, 14-4?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what he said. I'm not, especially with baseball math, there's so many variables with other teams and such. I can definitely never say I'm an expert at it, so I trust him.
Speaking of Mike and Keaton Nato, Keaton batting now in the 3-hole tonight, who singled his first time. Take up and in tight. But Bend, the Elks and also the Bandits at the time, just such an integral part of the community. And I think that's the biggest takeaway. I'm sure when you look at all these people that come to every game, but just how much it means to them, that probably feels really good.
It definitely does. It feels great to be a part of so many core memories of multiple summers, of parents who remember coming here when they were a kid, now bringing their kids.
Yeah.
I think the fact that this place has been around long enough that generations have come through is really something unique and special that I feel lucky to be just a small part of it.
Big breaking ball misses up and in. And also numerous players on the Elks, they grew up going to these games like a Will Goodman or a Gavin Durr, like the Bend locals, and they're also really embraced by all the fans.
Yes, I think that's what I really love about having some local guys, and Bend and Central Oregon as a whole has really some great talent that's grown up here. It's really special to get to have them be part of our team and, you know, have their families here every night and grandparents here every night.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. I mean, Will's family has been here forever. They have been season ticket holders. I remember all 3 of those boys being young and running around this ballpark, and now to have Will on the field is pretty cool to see.
Got to be pretty surreal.
Yes.
2-2 to Nato. Round one softly to the left side, fielded by Perazzo deep in the hole, and he just gets the speedy Nato. Up to third is Julian Unai. There's 2 outs. Good play there by the shortstop. Of course, there's a lot of stuff you have to do to make sure Elk seasons stay fresh and new, because, you know, baseball can be the same thing over and over again. What do you think is the biggest challenge that you guys face with making sure stuff stays with high energy?
You know, I think that a lot of the time, and, you know, this can be true for every business, but finding the right staff members can really make or break an experience. We are very lucky. Carson and Tressa, who do our on-field promos, they are great at being high energy, and they'll think of new promos to do, especially working with Angie Cox, and they'll think of new promos. They'll think of new fun stuff to do on the field. They stay so high energy the whole game. They're willing to run around the stadium with, you know, cheer for cheap beer signs and willing to look like a fool just to get some energy going. And I think something like that can really, they are such a great part of our team and really make the experience so fun for people. I think having just, you know, new fresh music and Dom doing a great job being our PA to keep things lively, really just, I think so much of our team that's off the field makes the experience for our fans such a well-rounded one.
For the second time today, Jace Miller has walked, this time on 4 pitches, so getting that on-base percentage up. Now runners on the corners, and it's Wynn Gurney. A lot of the staff, a part of the Elks, school teachers during the summer, and I think that contributes to that positive energy, because when you're a school teacher, you're almost forced to be positive a lot of the time.
I know. I think we're actually fairly unique that we use so much school district staff as our staff members, but something that I love, you know, they never run out of great stories to tell after games. They always know when people are 21 or not, and they're, you know, their past students seeing if they can buy a beer, and they are just so great at, you know, God bless teachers, because they know how to work on the fly. They know how to work when there's things going wrong. They know how to work when things are going right, and they're just great to have all around.
Yeah, and they also know how to bite their tongue even when they're
yes,
upset.
They do.
Hold in those words.
Yes, they do, for sure.
Fastball misses up, stealing on the play is Miller. The throw is high and into center field. Here comes Unai. Miller up to third. 4-0 Bend. That's the first error of the night, and it comes on the catcher, Jackson Weber. Braden Worm, a former Bend Elk there, just out of his reach, but he got up to try to make that catch.
That's quite the jump.
You see Unai there coming in to score. What makes this ballpark so unique is the sun setting in the distance. And tonight's a little different with the smoke, but
it should probably provide for a pretty sunset, even if I don't necessarily want it for that reason.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, the sun is definitely some old history. When the stadium was originally built, there were no lights to go with it, and there was also nothing around here. It was out by the cow pastures, and so when they would play games during the day, it's also why the Bend Elks are on first base. The home team wanted the pretty view of the mountains during the daytime, so home dugout was always on first base, and they put the field so that way they could look at the mountains when they were playing baseball. And once you switch to night games and the sunset happening right in your eyes, added a little different taste to it, but part of the history and the charm of Genna.
Of course. I know some people have told you guys, just build the stadium the other way. It's not that hard.
I know. We had a lot of people ask when we took over the team if we were going to rotate the stadium now, and we still have yet to do that and figure out how we can rotate all the plumbing that goes with it. So once somebody figures that out, we'll get right on it.
Much easier said than done.
Yes.
For sure. On third is Miller. On first is Gurney. 1-1 here to Brady Pettit, who gets under a ball to shallow left field. Isaiah Hearn will range over and make the catch to end the inning. Kelsey, thanks so much for joining me. That was a really fun time.
Yes, it was a lot of fun to get to sit up here and watch the game with you.
And
Thanks for having me.
Of course, and I hope the entire audience got to know Kelsey a little bit more, the operating owner of the Elks. We'll go to the third inning. Raptors coming up when we come back. The WCL Game of the Week. Raptors coming up to start this top of the third inning. Elks on top 4-0. Gavin Durr fires in a ball that misses down. Strut and then the top of the order. This is the 9-hole man. Gavin Durr's been good and efficient and now gets to pitch with some run support, which is all you can ask for. Strut a 938 OPS in the 9-hole. Takes low. Is that reverse leadoff guy? There's not much else you can want. Strut 5'9", 170 pounds from Scottsdale, Arizona. And he'll jump on the 2-0. Grounded one softly to Julian Unai. 1 out. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Kelsey Herco, operating owner of the Bend Elks. Great chatting with Kelsey, an awesome human being and so great at the helm of this entire organization. This is one of our first looks at Julian Unai at shortstop. The other one came in Nanaimo over the road trip, but has had a lot of experience with the Elks at second. Looks super smooth thus far. This is now Michael Perazzo, who will think about bunting, but take a strike. This is a look at the Elks defense. It's the Sitko, Gurney, and Nato in the outfield. Pettit, Unai, Fudge, Beck, and Snakenborg, your infielders. Durr spikes that, and it misses low. Hit on it a little bit previously, but when Gavin Durr pitched in this building last here at Vince Genna Stadium, he had one of the best starts of an Elks pitcher all year with 7 1/3 innings pitched and only 3 hits allowed. Gave up 1 run, punched out 6. And coming off a year at Washington State where he didn't play a whole lot, looking to prove everybody wrong. And he's shown flashes of brilliance as that 1-2's tapped foul. This is entering the time of the year where a lot more players will start to commit to different schools, and former Elk Aiden Tallarico this morning committed to UNLV. We're so happy for Reek after all his work here in Bend. Durr on the bender. His third strikeout getting Perazo, and a quick 2 outs in the third. That breaking ball is Durr's bread and butter. With 2 outs, it's Braden Oram. Oram his first time through, struck out swinging. But the former Bend Elk back here in Bend will offer at the first pitch and pop one softly to shallow right. Eden Nato comes in to make the catch. A 1-2-3 third inning for Gavin Durr, who's feeling himself. To the home half when we come back on Bend Elks. Bottom of the third inning, Cam Beck coming up for the Elks to start this frame. It's Bend on top by 4. They had 2 in the first and 2 in the second, looking for more against the righty Gavin Moran. Big swing and a miss. Beck, his first time through, walked. One. Breaking ball misses down. Oak starting off hot. That's been an anomaly, at least over the road trip. Gone behind early and stayed there. So a great sign for them to immediately strike first. Beck takes a breaking ball that misses just down. That one called a strike, full count. Henry DeJesus calling balls and strikes has been really good tonight. Beck smacks that one on the full count pitch and singles to left. 104 off the bat from Cam. And it gets the Elks going here in the third. That brings up Nate Snakenborg. Tapped one back to the pitcher in his first time through. Tons of ever-changing pieces with these Elks at this stage of the summer. But they're hoping that this current group is one they can ride out with for the rest of the year. As Snake hits one down the line, it's fair. Beck's gonna stay at second as Hearn cuts it off in the corner. But this Elks offense is mashing so far tonight. That is hit number 7. And there still is yet to be an out recorded in the 3rd inning. Snake was just out in front on a breaking ball and ripped one by the dive of Carson Luna. That brings up Isaiah Fudge and maybe a bunt opportunity. Yes, Fudge, a great hitter, but in this 9 spot to turn it over to the top of the order. We'll see if he lays it down. Instead, he'll swing, offer at it, and it's booted by the first baseman, McCluskey. Fudge reaches on the air. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Put the ball in play and get rewarded. Another chance, and that's one where McCluskey should have easily fielded it. He thought about tagging first before anything else. You see his eyes look up to go to the bag, and then the ball just squirts on by. Dimitri Sisidko take a strike on the outside corner. Sisidko is 2 for 2. Was one of 2 Elks representing Bend in the All-Star game. Kelsey mentioned how cool of an experience the entire week was. Prime guy you want up. Foul that near the Raptors dugout. Now has to protect. But a good hitter with 2 strikes. Just 12 strikeouts this year and has 81 at-bats. And it's because he does stuff like that, just fight him off with 2 strikes. Luna picks it up, foul. Elks, the lone team they played 9 times this year is the Ridgefield Raptors. This weekend, games 4, 5, and 6. Elks took 2 out of 3 in their first series against Ridgefield. Infield starting to shade in a tad. If it's hit hard, may go home with the throw. Luna, Perazo, Orman, McCluskey. Dimitri pops one to shallow left. Hearn's going to catch it. Bluffing the tag at third is Cam Beck, and an unproductive out from Dimitri Sisidko. Just as good as a strikeout. With that, we'll take a look around the West Coast League tonight, Friday, July the 17th. The weekend upon us and more baseball after the All-Star break. Edmonton on top of Port Angeles, 3-1 bottom 4. Walla Walla and Corvallis tied 1-1 in the top of the 4th. The Drifters beating the Berries 3-0 in the top of the 2nd on the road, as Julian Unai will swing through the 76-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Apple Sox beating the Harbor Cats 2-0 bottom 3. Pickles on top of the Pippins 1-0. Nanaimo and Kelowna tied at 1. And Bellingham and Kamloops also knotted up at 1 apiece. Unai's had a great game so far. Couple of doubles, and his last one brought in a run. Seeing the ball well, currently in the portal after last year at Everett Community College. With that one, foul to David Diaz, the Elks infield coach, also doing the first base coaching. These fans, once they realized, I think, the smoke wasn't going to be a big factor, have packed this stadium out. Great night to watch some baseball. Beck, Snakenborg, and Fudge, the runners from third to first. One out here in the bottom of the third. Unai stays alive and fouls it away. See that smoke in the distance near Pilot Butte. But nothing major that would result in a delay in this game. Julian Unai, since he stepped foot in Bend, has been a gritty middle infielder that the coaches have fallen in love with. With 2 strikes, he'll pop one up. Foul territory, Luna near the dugout, and it sails into the back of it. Unai staying alive. Pitch count here for Gavin Moran also high. Reminder, he was the second pitcher to come into this game in relief of Tyler Walker, the lefty starter. He'll be looking for somebody that can get outs. Unai still fighting. He'll crush that one. Deep down the right field line, giving chases Proctor, but it goes foul. That absolutely had the home run distance at 350 feet, 94 off the bat, but just yanked it. Moran working hard, looking for that put-away pitch. Unai takes up and away. Moran, the UCSB right-hander, entering this outing had an ERA under 3. Just 6 1/3 innings pitched, but the Elks have figured something out. Unai still battling. Just right back to the bricks. And the ball boy race. This time, Bend's side gets it done. An easy trot for the victory. Corner infielders in Luna and McCluskey shading in. Up and away. And Unai keeps battling. Julian Unai ready and in a big spot. And he'll rip that one to deep left field. Backspinning on Hearn, but he makes the catch. Tagging at third and heading home is Cam Beck. The throw goes into third. Another RBI from Julian Unai. His second of the night. 5-0 Elks. He just waited back on that breaking ball. And whatever changed over the All-Star break from Julian Unai, he is as focused and as locked in as any hitter has been this season. Elks just looking to make this out of reach, even early in the third. Eden Nato, the hitter, stealing on the pitch is Fudge, and he'll take second without a throw. First and third situations in summer ball plague a lot of teams where that decision-making lies. It's always tough. Do you throw it down and risk that runner at third to score? Nato takes up and in tight, had to duck out of the way of it. He really had to lean, the hands falling away from the rubber. Nakenborg on third, Fudge on second. The two friends from San Diego reunited here in Bend. Nato pops it up down the left field line. Hearn gives chase and it's foul. Kelsey mentioned it. Keaton Nato's father, Mike Nato, was a member of the Bend Bandits in 1992. And some of our locals that go to every single game were even doing so back then and remembered Mike. And talked about how his signature was leaning into pitches. What's ironic is Keaton Nato there did the exact opposite. He leaned away. Eden fouls it away. Now both of them at Cal State San Bernardino. The father coaching the son. And there's Pierre and crew, a part of the group that comes to every single home game. Special and showcases the community that makes Bend unique. Nato chases down and away. And Gavin Moran gets out of the inning. But the Elks get one run in. They've scored in every frame tonight. Now 5-0, the home team on top as we go to the fourth. Gavin Durr starts the top of the fourth inning with a strike on the outside corner. The West Coast League game of the week. And the Elks on top 5-0. Really controlled this game. Still a long way to go in front of a packed house here in Central Oregon. Start this inning, Carson Luna, then Josh Proctor and Braden Watson. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 in Ridgefield's order. Durr's heater misses away. Carson Luna, our player to watch that we talked with pregame, coming into this game of the week bout, grounded into a double play his first time. And here will hit a high chopper over the head of Brady Pettit at third. Nothing he could do about that but a friendly roll off the turf. And Carson Luna starts off the fourth with a single. Right there, that's why he's the player to watch. Especially in a lineup that doesn't consist of JT Summers and Zach Wattis. Two all-stars from the Ridgefield Raptors this year. A guy like Luna is going to have to stay steady and continue to dominate. Durr will throw over to check on Luna. He's back standing. Unclear of the plan after Gavin Durr, but not even something that the Elks pitching staff has to think about yet with that pitch count at 43. Proctor fouls it, and Kyle Sisk says that it hit off his foot. Proctor stayed in the box, so he also thought that was the case. Elks have had their fair share of questions when it's come to that. It did look, by the way that it popped in the air, that it hit off the inside of the orange and black cleat. Luna back again, standing. Carson Luna, 3 stolen bases over there at first. Durr with 2 Ks and 1 walk has pitched to contact and been rewarded. That fastball misses low, corralled by Snake. Proctor, an Oregon State Beaver himself, will be a part of that fall ball game here at Genna, now against LC State here in 2026. Didn't even think about that when Kelsey mentioned that with Gonzaga and Oregon State now being in the same conference, that contest can no longer happen. Hefty lead off of first from Luna. Proctor chases, and Durr gets him swinging. Strikeout number 4 from the lefty. One gone, that brings up Braden Watson. Watson singled his first at bat, and that's all he's done since he's become a Ridgefield Raptor. Just his 30th at bat it was to start this game. But he has, if you don't take into account for sample size and qualified at bats, the highest batting average on the Raptors. He flips that one into shallow right field, trailing over his Nato. He slides and makes the catch. Always showtime for the Elks right fielder. And picks up this out in the 4th. He is as slick as they come. The pop-up slide, showing off. And can put him at all 3 outfield positions. He plays them all equally as well. With 2 outs, the lefty Isaiah Hearn. Take a pitch that misses up. Similar story so far tonight for Gavin Durr. This is the last time he pitched here at home. Hearn to Beckett first. It stays fair, and he taps the base to end the inning. Despite the leadoff single to Carson Luna, Gavin Durr retires the rest in order. And Cam Beck making the play.
All right, upstairs, we're going to see some.
Welcome back to the West Coast League Game of the Week right here at Vince Genna Stadium. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday night. Aiden O'Neill, your voice of the Bend Elks, up here in the broadcast booth. And when you're thinking about all of these contests for the Elks here at home, this is the most special one, thanks to our commissioner, Rob Nyer. It has been an incredible season with the West Coast League Games of the Week, and we're so happy to now have one right here in Central Oregon. The fans, they showed out. They got the memo that tonight was extra special. Game 1 of 3 between the Elks and the Raptors, and a new pitcher in the game for Ridgefield. It's the righty, Ryan McClaskey. Throw in a strike that gets the outside corner. So there's a Reagan McCluskey on offense and a Ryan McClaskey that's a pitcher. That'll get you going crazy if you start to think about it. Miller will square to bunt, pull back, and take in tight. 6.32 ERA for the Husky righty McClaskey. 1.79 whip and has appeared in 11 games. He was a Raptor last year as well. So back for more as Miller fouls it back. This is Miller, then Gurney, and Pettit. 4, 5, and 6 in the Elks order. McClaskey, the 6'4", 240-pound righty, will miss low there. He's a competitor, and remembering back to last year, pitches with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. And he'll bring that tonight, especially with the stakes. That turquoise glove from the right side. He'll blow the doors off of Miller up top and get him swinging to start the fourth. The third K.
Win, Gurney.
Your Dom Husin announce. Win, Gurney. Win will tap it foul. Happy birthday to our PA announcer, Dom Husin. Special day, number 24. Feels good. He's had 3 years to consume alcohol legally. Gurney swings through it. So I know when you get to age 24, it's not as special. I mean, rent a car, Dom's telling me. True. Gurney's got those sunglasses poked up as he swings through it. 0-2. Lasky doing his job at pounding the zone. And he gets Gurney on 3 pitches. How about this from Ryan McClaskey entering out of the bullpen. And now 3 Elks hitters have struck out in a row. Just stayed with that breaking ball and it worked. Only 8 pitches thrown with 2 Ks. Brady Pettit will hit. Take a strike on the outside corner. This is the time of the night that when we had Kelsey up here in the broadcast booth we were talking about. If you're just joining us for the first time this year at Genna, the sun sets in left center field, and in these middle innings, a tough at-bat for the hitter. As Pettit skies one to shallow center. Strutt coming in, going out is Perazo. And the shortstop caught that ball almost in natural center field. Strutt must have been playing deep because Perazo had to go a long way. We're through 4. It's 5-0 Elks.
It's K-Man, Reagan McCluskey. Elks fans, if he strikes out, you know what that means. You get Draft Domestic Beers half off for 10 minutes.
You heard Dom. Tonight's K-Man. The pick courtesy of our general manager, Michael Herco. Getting nervy, Michael, second at bat. Gavin Durr still chugging along, efficient. And I tell you, this is eerily similar to that start Gavin had against Walla Walla. That was on July the 2nd when he went 7 1/3. And that transpired because of his ability to find the zone early in the game. Reagan McCluskey, Jackson Weber, and Ben Strutt, the bottom of this Raptors order, looking to get things going. Fastball misses away. McCluskey, his first time through, walked. The lone man that Gavin Durr has walked tonight. Working quick in a rhythm. That fastball called to strike. Now 3-2. This crowd will naturally start to get into it. Open for those draft domestic beers. Hit softly to the right side. Beck didn't even offer at it, and it's an infield single. Cam Beck just assumed that Isaiah Fudge was going to have that angle ranging to the left. I really think by the natural look that Cam Beck had a good shot at it. And I think he knows it too. It's the fourth hit Durr's given up tonight. He's been in the stretch for a lot of it, but has done a good job escaping jams as the fastball misses up to Jackson Weber. Jackson Weber, a guy Pierce and I are going to get used to seeing at Arizona State, a Sun Devil commit for next year. Take a strike right down the heart of the plate. It's this 9-game losing streak for the Raptors. Nights similar to tonight. And they're hoping on their side that they can have some late life and a rally that can get things back on track. When the Elks and the Raptors first met in that series in the month of June, the Raptors were known as having one of the best offenses in the country, and although the roster has changed a lot, they're looking to get back to that. Grounded to Pettit, goes to second for one, throw to first, double play. Pettit, Fudge, Beck around the horn to kill two. And tailor-made as that took a high hop to Brady Pettit. He was as slick as they come at third. But he couldn't have asked for a better one to catch and throw on. And then Cam Beck, who's been doing a lot of work with infield coach David Diaz, showing off the glove work at first. Ben Strutt will step up and take a strike. There's Gavin Durr again in the stretch. Getting in the zone, getting a ground ball. And easing the tension from that defense. Nothing in two now to Strutt. Just before the All-Star break, had a 3-hit game against Walla Walla, so starting to hit the ball a lot better and see it well. Take low on the 2-strike pitch. College of the Canyons and Santa Barbara City College. Showcasing his talent at every level. And the beauty of this league makes the WCL unique is no matter where you're from, you can succeed. No matter what level, some of the best players in this league come from the smaller schools. Super hungry to show everybody what they're all about during the summer. Strutt's worked this all the way from 0-2 to 3-2. Top of the order waiting on deck, and Michael Perazzo here in the top of the 5th. Durr got him on a pitch that was just off the plate, but Snakenborg with the frame gets the call. And the 5th K of the night from Gavin Durr. The first one looking, it was a bit in, but Snake stuck with it on the frame. Bottom of the 5th inning, Cam Beck to lead things off against the righty Ryan McClaskey. Been all Elks so far in this Game of the Week contest on a Friday night at Genna. We really appreciate all the support and all of you tuning in. Beck grounds that foul to the left side. That sun now truly playing a factor, and you can see it shimmering off the gold jerseys with the black numbers that the Elks are owning tonight. Back a walk and a single. Take a fastball that misses up and away. This journey with our YouTube stream has been an awesome one alongside my great producer Pierce Gordon. And if you're an ad-free Elk Streams member, make sure you're watching on the separate members only stream. That grounds that foul. It is the same live game broadcast, just on a separate YouTube stream with the ads turned off. To watch ad-free, go to the Bend Elks YouTube channel, find tonight's stream labeled Members Only Ad-Free Stream, and open that one. Not a member yet, hit the join button on the Bend Elks YouTube channel and choose ad-free Elk Streams to support the broadcast and watch without YouTube ads. Cam Beck takes strike 3 on a fastball that just caught the black on the inner third. Although the Raptors and their pitching staff have given up 5 runs, they've gotten a lot of strikeouts. That's already number 5. That was the story of the Elks road trip, was their inability to put balls in play. Nate Snakenborg takes high. Over the first 4 games of that road trip, 3 in Victoria, 1 in Nanaimo, the Elks struck out 62 combined times, 50 in 3 games against Victoria. And as the road trip rolled on, they finally started to figure themselves out at the dish. And so far tonight, you can live with a couple of punch outs if it means the runs are scoring. Making a hitter's count, will take a strike. Ryan McClaskey, Northwest Oklahoma State, LC State, has been around. Good curveball, called a strike. Northwest Oklahoma State was the location of McClaskey's chapter in 2026, where he had a 4.34 ERA in 29 innings. Never can't catch that. Misses up and away. For McClaskey, something changed in 2025, where he made a massive improvement at LCC. In 24, he had a 15.7 ERA. In 2025, an ERA under 1. And he gets Snakenborg swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan McClaskey. 5 of the last 6 batters for the Elks have gone down by way of the K. Stepping in is Isaiah Fudge from the left side. Take a strike. For 2 is Fudge, but reached on an error his last time through. Ridgefield's committed 2 errors that have come in unfortunate spots, as that one's ripped down the first baseline, but an incredible diving play. McCluskey gloved it near the bag. And look at the lunge. A full effort from Reagan McCluskey. McClaskey tried to cover, but McCluskey did it himself.
First base side, we've got
Welcome back to Vince Genna Stadium. The shadows now setting in as I'm covered in complete darkness. Gavin Durr chugging along, top 6, 5-0 Bend. The West Coast League Game of the Week, the first edition that we've been able to host here in Bend. We're very grateful, and it's been a really fun time. Base hit right back up the middle off the bat of Michael Perazzo. The Raptors leadoff hitter hit at 93, and it gets Ridgefield going. Second hit of the night for Perazzo. He continues to hit, and Braden Orem will step up from the right side. Just look at the hit column purely. You would think the Raptors would be in this game or at least close to it. That's their 5th hit. Elks just have 7, but the score's 5-0. Durr misses down and away on the fastball. Looks like the right-hander Jared Robles is starting to toss down in the Elks bullpen. So he may be next after Durr. Orem pops up. Foul territory. All Beck can do is watch it as it thuds on top of the clubhouse. There's Robles. Usually Jared's been a guy that's been used as a closer for the Elks, but they're probably thinking with how Gavin Durr has been an elite on the bump, they can maybe just throw 2 pitchers tonight if everything works out in their favor. That fastball squirts by Nate Snakenborg. Perazo up to second. Tough time to see for the catcher, too, in Snake. That just squirted through his glove on the heater. Hitters count for him. 3-1. Clearing up in the distance with this blue skies starting. You know, even the smoke not being a great thing, even a bit of it could create a beautiful sunset. Off the plate, ball 4. So another walk. That's just the second for Gavin Durr tonight. But the Ridgefield Raptors got something brewing. Get more speed on the paths than Orem. And with that, Elks pitching coach Wes Harper will go and chat with the lefty and Durr. This is his 6th inning of work. 4 strikeouts to just 2 walks, has continuously pitched through jams. And Wes Harper hasn't been used to talking to Gavin Durr. What are you going to say to him so far in this outing when he's cruising along like he has? Just some extra signs of encouragement and continuing to push him along. He's taking a couple of deep breaths. The hometown kid that's been embraced by this community. A star at Mountain View High School, just up the road. And now donning those Elks colors, doing his thing just like he did a couple of years ago. Nobody out, and Carson Luna digs in to take a fastball away. Big spot in this game. We're not too late just yet. On second is Perazo, on first is Orem. One swing away from changing this game. Luna takes a fastball down and in. Carson Luna was our player to watch coming into this game. Dimitri Sisitko and Troy Sanders on the Elk side. Michigan Wolverines shortstop. Highly touted program. We'll hit that one deep. To center field, Gurney going straight back, makes the catch on the track. Tagging at second and heading to third is Michael Perazo. And although Luna gave it a ride, was not able to get it out of here. They checked to see if Perazo left early, but Kyle Sisk, our base umpire, says he did not. There's a lot of ballparks where maybe that's not a home run, but it's thudding off the wall. Instead here, great job by Win Gurney tracking it all the way into his glove. Well, now runners on the corners for Josh Proctor. Take a breaking ball that misses up. Proctor was a Corvallis Knight last year. Coming from Oregon State. School that Brooke Knight has recruited so well. Pretty easy to do so when you're playing in the same stadium. That fastball misses low. It allows for Braden Orem with his speed to move up to second. So now a base hit. It's Ridgefield right back in this game. That's the second wild pitch this inning. Proctor's 0 for 2. Durr back into the windup. Proctor grounds one to Pettit at third, who makes a nice pick. Throws to first, 2 outs. Brady Pettit as smooth as they come at the hot corner. That's a big out to settle Gavin Durr back into this game. Was just inside of the base. Went to a smooth slide to his knee. Popped up and made a great throw. And time is now called. The Elks are going to go get Gavender, and he's going to exit with a round of applause. Just 79 pitches thrown, but the Elks are going to their most trusty reliever in the 6th. It's 5-0. Bend on top. And welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Jared Robles, the new pitcher. Gavender, the pitch count wasn't extremely high, but something about Braden Watson coming up, who's been one of the Ridgefield Raptors' best hitters since becoming a part of their organization. You want to go to your trusty guy, and that's what Alan Cox and the rest of this coaching staff is going to do. When you think about the West Coast League, though, so many legends have come through the ranks. Adley Rutschman with the Corvallis Knights, same with Travis Bazana. But one that stood out in Walla Walla, the Boston Red Sox outfielder, Jarren Duran, who's carving his own path now in the major leagues. Moments. So many great players in this outstanding league, and we're happy to have you with us for this West Coast League Game of the Week. As Jared Robles, who's generally the Elks' closer, will come in the 6th inning. This probably has to do with matchups. You get the right-on-right with Braden Watson. And the spot doesn't get much bigger. Fastball misses up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Robles has had loads of experience with a 1-inning save. He's even gone 3 innings in relief. Did it all at Cal State LA. And is comfortable in multiple roles. Watson's 1 for 2. And will take away as Robles, since coming out of the pen, cannot find the zone. On deck is the lefty Isaiah Hearn. But you see those numbers from Robles. Has been lights out. Type of guy that every Division I team should be calling about. There it is, 92. Right down the heart of the plate. The Raptors are able to score this stage of the game. Can get that electricity back in the dugout. And give them a great chance to come back. Robles' fastball misses up. A balk is called on Jared Robles. And coming in to score is Michael Perazzo. Up to third is Braden Oram. And the Raptors have their first run of the game. Right there, that's the natural delivery, but it must have happened before that. Take one more look in a sec. Really no dispute from the Elks dugout, so I wonder if they agree. Hitters count to Watson. Fouled away off the glove of Snakenborg. I'll tell you, with the way that glove was fluttering, I see what Kyle Sisk was talking about. It was slight, but there is an argument there that it is a balk. Robles' payoff. Back up the middle and through for a base hit. Oram comes in to score, It's 5-2. And Braden Watson with some emotion towards the dugout. The Raptors knocking in both of those runs gets them right back in this game. And 101 off the bat. Has been Braden Watson's staple since becoming a Bend Elk. And a hitting timeout now on the Raptors side, as they're going to talk about this. In simpler terms, we'll call this the sun delay timeout, because with the lefty coming up in Isaiah Hearn, coaches have strategically done this all season long to give their batter an extra moment so that sun can set by a fraction of an inch. There's a look at that beaming star. I mean, the smoke is doing a little bit, but not a whole lot. Happy to see those mountains visible, though. And there, the grocery outlet in left field does not do enough. It's not nearly tall enough. So that extra 30 seconds. Chris Cota, his 7th year with the Raptors, is their manager. Hoping it makes a difference. Robles works to Hearn and misses down and away on a fastball. It was all Elks coming into this 6th inning. They go to Jared Robles out of the bullpen. And both of those runs will be charged to Gavin Durr. 1-0 misses in tight. He threw the ball well tonight, and the pitch count wasn't particularly high. It was just a matchup reasoning why he came out of this game for Robles that's been so good. This is the most vulnerable that the Elks star reliever has been. Hearn rips it foul. Now that bullpen much more crowded than we saw earlier. Isaiah Hearn, a star in the making from the University of Oregon. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Take down and in. And the Elks in the process of being at risk of getting that tying run to the plate. Still 2 outs. Slight shift to the pull side for Hearn. That ball's driven deep to left field. Turning Sisitko around. He's at the wall, looking up. And it's gone. Isaiah Hearn makes it 5-4. And this game is completely flipped here in the 6th. What a change in just a matter of moments. Isaiah Hearn's 6th of the year, now tied for the team lead and towards the top of the leaderboard in the entire West Coast League. 2 outs and Reagan McCluskey, the hitter, taking off speed, then misses down and away. Next level power from Isaiah Hearn. And to do that to the opposite field in this park is not something you see every day. Taking a look back. Hearn got a pitch, middle. And just floated one deep to left. You could tell by that trot, he had a feeling it had a chance of getting out. Robles fires in a strike. 2-1. 4 runs in this 6th inning for Ridgefield has made this a game in the West Coast League Game of the Week. Check to swing, appeal to Kyle Siski, went around 2-2. Good way to get the momentum back on your side is punching out the K-Man. just up and in tight. Robles got him looking. Despite the tough inning for Jared Robles, where he gave up 4, frustrated coming off the mound, gets the K-Man. And half off beer for everybody here at Genna tonight.
My experience at West Coast League was fun. You know, it was a big difference going from California over there to Walla Walla, Washington. And the crowds were actually really good for such a small town. They really showed up for us, and everybody was very welcoming. It was an awesome experience.
How much does speed play a factor in your game here?
Oh, it's a huge factor. Ball in the gap or just even a CNI single. If you get out of the box good, you can even try and stretch to a double sometimes.
Durant hits that hard into the gap.
Here goes Durant. He's blazing around second. Into third. It's a 2-run triple.
Jaron Durant, a triple to the gap in right center.
For me, that summer was about embracing new teammates and embracing new challenges, because you're seeing different types of pitchers and really fast paced, a lot of bunting, some new positions, new skills. Kind of helps with leadership and getting to know guys, and it was a good development for me in a lot more aspects than I expected. That was some of the best coaching staff that I've had. Back then I was a second baseman. I thought if I just played really good second base, I'd be able to stay there, but they better use me in the outfield, which is awesome. I'm loving it now.
On the defensive side, you've been making some pretty good plays. You've been playing really all over the field now.
Hit coming on Durant, diving ahead, he's got it. What can he do at this point? Wow, changing the game both offensively and defensively, that's huge.
JD's one of my best friends in the organization. He's just such a hard worker. He's super intense on the field, but he's completely different off of it. He's really laid back, relaxed, loves to have fun, brings such a good rapport and demeanor to the clubhouse. There's so many great things to say about him and the way that he goes about his business.
Started it all in Walla Walla, and now with the Boston Red Sox, carving his own path. Sometimes it starts here in summer ball. And a special player, special talent. Happy to have him a part of this league at one point in time. The Raptors have changed this game. A 4 spot in the top of the 6th has made it 5-4. And still going is the righty in Ryan McClaskey. Dimitri Sasidko offers it the first pitch. Hits a fly ball to right center. And ranging over is Ben Strutt, making the catch to retire Dimitri. A balk in that 6th inning, an RBI single from Braden Watson, and then the big swing. A 2-run home run from Isaiah Hearn, committed to Oregon, who has star written all over him. Julian Unai has been outstanding and will take a strike on the outer third. Pair of doubles and an RBI sac fly as last time. Peter misses down. Unai in line to potentially be the player of the game here in the WCL Game of the Week. Late on that breaking ball. For the first time here at Genna in this season, we'll have an on-field post-game interview. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Very well could be Julian. Very well could be Isaiah Hearn on the other side. Ultimately, we'll see who comes out on top. After Unai, it's Nato. Grounded softly to McCluskey at first. And he handles it with ease. 2 outs. Elks had all of their offense in the first 3 frames of this game. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. Since then have fallen quiet. And the hitter coming up is Keaton Nato. Swing and miss at the first pitch he sees. This effort from Ryan McClaskey cannot be overshadowed. Another strike after the start from Tyler Walker where he didn't go deep. Gavin Moran also had his own struggles out of the bullpen. Ryan McClaskey has weathered the storm. Missed low on that breaking ball. Continuing to get it and throw it as fast as he can. Nato tonight 1 for 3. That miss is away. The eyes from Ryan McClaskey got big. He thought he had strike 3. Henry DeJesus, though, tonight, our home plate umpire, has been fabulous. As consistent as they come. Nato rounds one to the shortstop, Perazo. A 1-2-3 inning for Ryan McClaskey, who's found his groove here at Genna and is keeping the Raptors neck and neck with the Elks after 6.
College summer ball is a blast. Playing baseball and going all over the Pacific Northwest is beautiful in the summertime. Great league, fun cities to travel to, great weather, fun ballparks. Give me a kind of like a taste of what it was like to play professional baseball with the schedule, playing every day, taking long bus rides. Made a lot of good friends on those teams, and a couple big leaguers on my team. Matt Duffy, Matt Boyd. You get to meet guys from all over the country, come together for a couple months in the summertime. All try to get better and push each other, and a lot of good memories looking back on that summer in Corvallis.
Fuel the adrenaline is coming out now.
Yeah, Mitch Haniger on the mound.
He was a key piece of our club that season, and he was one of the most talented, if not the most talented position player on the field at that time. And Mitchie, he was going through some early struggles, mostly due to the fact that his lower back was tight and sore all the time. And coming off his freshman season at Cal Poly, he was shy.
Who was your first kiss?
I don't even remember it.
We had a pink bat day, a breast cancer awareness day. Next thing you know, Mitch comes up and hits one out of the park, and he ended up not letting go of that pink bat for a couple of weeks. I mean, I think he went on a tear, maybe 5 or 6 home runs in the next 10 or 12 games, and it was really neat to see kind of that turnaround, and kind of came out of his shell a little bit more.
Yeah, summer ball days, it's hard to get your hands on a good bat, so once you got one, just ride with it. We were blessed to play, OSU and Corvallis, and what a great, little college town that was, and it just prepares you for professional baseball. I think it was such a valuable experience for me to go through in college, and it definitely helped me in the minor leagues.
Mitch Haniger, an icon here in the Pacific Northwest with the Seattle Mariners, but it all got started in Corvallis. Awesome to hear his story. Elks have a new pitcher coming into this game. It's the righty Hudson Chula with some of the most electric stuff you'll see entering his freshman year at Gonzaga. Just worked 3 2/3 innings with the Elks. No runs allowed though. 5 Ks to 2 walks. And he'll face 8-9-1 in the Ridgefield lineup. This is getting good here in the West Coast League Game of the Week. So thanks so much for joining us, and do not go anywhere. A lot to still unpack in this one. Weber 0 for 2, the ASU commit. Fouled away. The sun now almost completely set in left center field, and with the smoke, it almost looks like a sun you'd see out of Star Wars with that eerie orange reddish feel. Weber takes low, 2-1. Just a slight amount of smoke, but this backdrop as good as it gets in the entire West Coast League, and frankly, wherever you go. Weber well timed, 2-2 with that straight back to the net. Where else would you rather be on a Friday night? Chula hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada. Filthy breaking ball broke down the swing of Jackson Weber. Completely fooled. And Chula retires the first batter he faces. You have filthy stuff if you get a hitter to look like that. My goodness. One out for Ben Strutt. Chula fires in a fastball for a strike at 93. Hudson Chula only standing at 5'10", but you'll see a fastball in the low to mid 90s and a wipeout breaking ball. Highly touted out of Bishop Gorman High School. As the 0-1's called a strike, dotting the corner at 94. Sometimes you can tell when you're watching a big leaguer, similar to all those West Coast League legends. Feels like we're watching one now just with the pure ability of Chula. Bishop Gorman High School obviously known for their athletics, more prominent in football, especially during the years of quarterback U with Tate Martell, who was committed to Ohio State. Their baseball team, also incredible. Hudson was saying that he had a 40-game high school season in his senior year, which is a lot more than a normal high school. You know how many games he won? 36. Fastball lined into right center. Keaton Nadeau. Now you're just showing off. 2 gone. And in all fairness, did Keaton Nadeau need to slide here? Maybe not, but you know what's more impressive and more important? Style points. Definitely did not need to slide. But if you catch it anyway, might as well make it look cool for the kids. Back to the top of the order with Michael Perazzo. Chula delivers a fastball that misses low. Perazzo's 2 for 3. And this one's crushed to center. Gurney's still going back at the wall. It's off of it, and he runs through the wall. Perazzo hits second and heads to third. A stand-up triple, but I cannot believe my eyes. Gurney just ran through center field. He's okay, and he came back into play. But you do not see this every day. He went straight through a loose board on that green wall. And what's got to be going through your head in that moment? That is truly surreal. Is that ruled a triple? I guess it would be. Called a strike to Orem. That has only happened a couple of times in MLB history, and I feel like those in the timeline get replayed all the time. At one high hop to the shortstop, and Unai, his throw to first will end the inning. But that inning was not characterized by the clean frame from Hudson Chula, rather by Win Gurney running through center field. Everyone's okay. It's stretch time here at Genna. 5-4 Elks.
I was scheduled to go to the West Coast League out of high school, and then the draft happened, so there was a slow process deciding whether to sign or not, and then eventually I didn't. My whole senior year, I was like, oh yeah, summer will be cool. I was nervous for it, but I was also very excited. The group of guys that we had there was special. You know, I was jumping into a new group of kind of older guys. Most of them were a year or two older than me. It was really good for me being like a younger player. They kind of showed me the ropes of what college baseball and summer ball was about, and really helped me through that whole process.
First pitch, McLean, deep center!
I think hitting with bats every day was different. Playing every day that consistent was different for me. Coming from high school, the competition was good. It was a good introduction to Pac-12 baseball. You got guys throwing every day who are top of the rotation guys in college, Friday night guys, Saturday night guys, and get to face that as a senior going into a freshman year was really an advantage for me because it really made me get better and realize I need to get better quick. But it was a lot of fun. You know, everyone in Bellingham welcomed me with open arms, and it was a great first summer ball experience. I couldn't ask for anything more. My host family was so awesome. I mean, the Ayers, I still talk with them like weekly, maybe once every 2 weeks. To form that connection, that relationship that I still have with them and other teammates, I'll remember those for the rest of my life. Bellingham fans, thank you guys for always supporting me. I really appreciate it. You guys made it special for me.
The 7th inning. Welcome back to Vince Genna Stadium. We got a good one, folks. You can't ask for much more. 5-4 Elks, and a new pitcher in for Ridgefield. It's the lefty, Caden Thompson. Ridgefield now is out hitting the Bend Elks. They are right back in this game, and Jace Miller will start off this 7th. It has been a crazy night. The Elks dominated the beginning of this game, and then 4 runs from the Raptors in the 6th have got them back in it. Thompson, a 4.86 ERA, 12 Ks, and a 1.56 whip. Miller slaps that foul. Miller, Gurney, and then Brady Pettit. Chase with a pair of walks, a run batted in on one of those, and also struck out. Ton of these fans sticking around. Been a game with some good pace so far. Miller takes away. Jace Miller in this era of baseball, one of the unique players that still chokes up on the bat. But this time he's late on Caden Thompson's fastball, 1 out. Brings up Win Gurney. What's going through Win's head right now? Stepping up a half inning after he crashed through the center field wall. Take outside on a fastball. Gurney surely energized as that 1-0 is fouled away. Also not in any noticeable pain, which is a great sign. Fresh as ever, especially coming off the lingering injury that put him out at LMU for a bit with the pulled muscle. Gurney takes away 3-1. This lefty and Caden Thompson from Lynn Benton Community College. 6'2", 205-pounder, and from Richland, Washington. Gurney rips that one past the third baseman and Luna and into left. 107 off the bat from Gurn. That ball was smoked. That's probably the hardest hit ball we've seen this year. First hit of the night for Win Gurney. And now stepping in is Brady Pettit. Thompson gets the call on the outer third. One more look at that. Just the definition of a barrel. And although it was hit right at Carson Luna, nothing he could do. Time is now called by home plate umpire Henry DeJesus. Walk out to have a quick word with Caden Thompson, but all is fine. Just asking for him to engage, it looked like, with the pitch clock also being in the West Coast League. Pettit takes down. Late break from Gurney, but it got far enough away from Jackson Weber that he moves up to second. From our high angle, you see here, Gurney initially did not spot the ball when back to first. With how far away it got, Gurney reaches. Big insurance run out there on second for these Elks. Pettit takes up and away. Coming from a winning program in St. Mary's is Brady Pettit. Now committed to San Diego State for his next season. Oh, pop that one up. Foul territory, Reagan McCluskey can't get it as it goes over his shoulder foul. Still a packed house here at Genna. All these fans sticking around. In a common theme from time to time for these fans to disperse early. But not tonight. They know it's the game of the week. Pettit takes up and away, full count. A pedigree has been instilled in these St. Mary's players who have made their way to Bend. Not only great players, but extremely good humans. And Pettit, another one of those as he dunks one into center. Gurney gets held at third. The throw comes in and goes past the cutoff man. Pettit thinks about going to second, but will stay put at first. That throw came in from Ben Strutt. Pettit's been the king of these balls just hit off the end of the bat that have found green grass. Johnny Kemp was frustrated that Pettit didn't read that ball past the cutoff man. Time is now called to go and chat with Caden Thompson. Elks had their very own huge spot in this game that came in the 6th inning where the Raptors cashed in. This is another major spot for Ridgefield as the Elks have runners on the corners with just one out. And you've got Cam Beck, the ever-dangerous power threat, coming up from the right side. Chat is done between Raptors pitching coach and the lefty Thompson. Beck will take up and away. Cam Beck thus far. Walk, a single, and a punch out. And he skies this one to center field. Strutt moves back, makes the catch. Tagging at third is Win Gurney. He will score. And a huge insurance run for these Elks. A great at-bat from Cam Beck makes it 6-4. Feels like some of these hitters just needed that all-star break to get back on track. And Cam Beck being one of them. 97 that was off the bat. Nothing Ben Strutt could do in center. Nate Snakenborg will take up. Caden Thompson represents the 4th pitcher tonight for the Raptors. Snakenborg grounds that to Luna. His throw to first will end the inning. But the Elks add on one. It's 6-4 Bend. We go to the 8th, the West Coast League Game of the Week right here on Bend Elks YouTube. Elks add on 1 in the bottom of the 7th. It's 6-4 Bend. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Aiden O'Neill, your voice of the Bend Elks, the West Coast League Game of the Week. And after Hudson Chula, the incoming freshman at Gonzaga, came into this game and looked incredible. They'll go to another future Bulldog, the lefty Jackson Ashley, who's not only become a team favorite, but has been so good on that rubber. A 1 ERA with 8 Ks and a .78 whip. 8 games he's worked in. And he'll have to face the middle of this order, starting with Carson Luna. Now the 4th pitcher on the rubber for the Elks tonight. Ashley's fastball is called a strike. A tall, lanky lefty that's extremely difficult to barrel up. Fire in a 87-mile-per-hour fastball that misses. Luna, Proctor, and Watson, all right-handed, facing the southpaw Ashley. Luna's 1 for 3. Take low. In this close game, the Elks using all of their best relievers, Ashley being one of them. And you wonder if they're going to ask him to go 2 innings in relief. Long on and missed. 2-2. Out in front on that was Luna. Bulldog commit of Oregon City, Oregon. Luna grounds that to Pettit on a Sunday hop, and a strong throw across the diamond to first gets him. Getting that leadoff hitter out in a close game is critical, and it turns the page to Josh Proctor. We're learning quickly with Brady Pettit over there at third. And anything hit to him, you're going to feel confident that he's going to make the play. Proctor's 0 for 3, and Ashley gets the call on the inside corner. More importantly than anything is a young arm in Jackson Ashley. Fills up the strike zone. And Julian Unai will get a chance at short. His throw on one hop cannot be dug out by Beck. That was just low. Braden Watson singles through the right side. Proctor is going to move up to second. And back-to-back base runners reach, getting that go-ahead run to the plate in Isaiah Hearn, who has already homered tonight. That error goes down on Julian Unai as it just skipped off the turf. Beck couldn't dig it out, but it looked like a play he should have made. Braden Watson keeps on hitting with his 3rd hit of the night. And Nate Snakenborg, no choice but to go and chat with his young lefty. The guy that the Ridgefield Raptors want up at the plate right now, who homered in the 6th. Ashley with an inside move, he doesn't throw it. A threat. And Ashley has to stay on a corner. This is down and away. Proctor gets a big jump. He's going to take off. And both runners move up 90 feet. Now the tying run in scoring position. This at bat. Coming after that huge swing. Pettit creeping in at third. Beck still playing in his natural position. Everybody else straight up. You have that open base, might want to use it. 1-0 to Hearn, gets the outside corner. Looking back to that sixth, even with the sun shining in his eyes. Hearn clubbed a ball to deep left, and Dimitri Sisidko ran out of room. Hearn taps one to Pettit at third, gets it on the long hop, throw to first in time, trying to score as Proctor. He does, standing on the throw from Beck. 6-5 on the fielder's choice. The Raptors get within one. Wise decision from Pettit to slow down and get that ball where he did. Also going to first there, of course, the correct decision. And with the running by Josh Proctor, he almost got in trouble and got caught up in between third and home. Beck making a strong throw. Reagan McCluskey takes high on a fastball. Looks like the Elks are getting a reliever hot in the bullpen. As McCluskey, more action for Pettit. His throw to first in time. The inning of Brady Pettit keeps the Elks on top. 3 putouts, all made by Pettit. Keep the Elks in the lead after the top of the 8th. An incredible reliever that's taken a page out of his time in the West Coast League with the Kelowna Falcons. Phil Maton now making waves on a bunch of different MLB teams. And we hear his story now in the WCO Game of the Week.
It's wild. I mean, it's crazy. It's still hard to believe that. It's wild. I mean, it's crazy. It's still hard to believe that I have that ring. I'm not sure exactly how it came about, but I had the opportunity to go up and play in Kelowna. I was really fortunate. We had a really good group of guys up there, and it's a beautiful place. I mean, we really appreciate everybody who came out and watched us play and supported us, and made that summer really special for all of us out there. It's just an awesome city you guys live in. It was an absolute blast. Playing in the West Coast League, it was a very different experience for me. I really hadn't been away from home that long. It was my first college summer league team. Most guys leave and they really are focused on the innings and getting more work in, developing a pitch. For me, it was just kind of having an opportunity to face some different hitters, and it was definitely more of a step into a professional style of play. You're playing a lot more. It's just not weekend sets. I got to put a lot of innings in my mind. I was out of the bullpen a little bit, so that was new to me. It was just a really good opportunity for me to refine all my stuff going into my sophomore year. Out of high school, I thought I was going to be a position player. If you would have told me, 10 years later, I would be, pitching and being at this stage, I would have been a little surprised. I was very fortunate to get drafted. Ended up here in Houston. It's been an awesome ride here the last 3 years. It's still hard to believe that I have that ring. It's wild. I mean, it's crazy. The things that happened during those games last year are just unforgettable.
The thing about Phil is that, he's the same every day. I mean, you can't tell if he's going good or if he's going bad. That's what makes him a quality reliever. And the fact that, his highs aren't that high and his lows aren't that low. Enjoy Phil. I think I bought him some corn one day, and I wanted to know his opinion because from where he's from, he's a corn expert.
First pitch to Isaiah Fudge, fouled back to the net. Aiden Thompson, the lefty, still working along, and he gets the strike called on the outer third. 6-5, Elks on top. The Raptors get one back, making for a classic finish in the first game of the week at Genna. Fudge strikes out on 3 pitches, and Caden Thompson works that breaking ball to his advantage. The 8th time that an Elk has struck out tonight. And likely Dimitri Sisidko's final at-bat as an Elk. He looked to make a statement. He started off this game 2 for 2 as that is fouled off of the catcher. And Jackson Weber, who goes to all 4s in pain. I think that caught him where you don't want to be hit. Immediately, Henry DeJesus walks out to the mound. Oh, no. Not fun at all. You don't wish that on anybody. But as I always say, that catcher position, you're sad and you're in pain for 15 seconds, and then it's, let's go. Right back beyond the squat. Sitko takes up and away on a ball. In that first series between the Raptors and the Elks, Bend did their part. It was never a game that was this topsy-turvy and neck as tonight has been. Dimitri takes just away on a breaking ball. If Sitko can reach, not only do you get a guy on, but a lot of speed too. Thompson's 2-1. Sitko's well late. When reflecting on that All-Star game, Dimitri Sitko seemingly had an incredible experience with Troy Sanders. He was so fond of the ability to wear that bend across his chest. Special moment. Dimitri fouls it away, and what makes it so special is that you play in front of a crowd of well over 1,000 every single night. And then you go to Victoria in British Columbia, much far away from home, a long bus and a ferry ride. And you still tell the entire West Coast League how special it is. A crowd that tonight, 1,430 fans. Sitko, though, strikes out at the top of the zone as Caden Thompson gets his second consecutive K. It's been a good night from a team perspective. These Ridgefield Raptors getting a lot of swing and miss. Take that, strikeout number 9 to just 4 walks. Stepping up from the left side, Julian Unai, who will take a breaking ball just up. Unai right now on the Elks side would be our player of the game that we'd catch up with post-game if the Elks end up holding on. 2 for 3 with a run batted in on the sac fly as well that came in the third. Once again, Henry DeJesus telling our starting or relief pitcher in Caden Thompson that he's got to engage with Julian Unai, a part of the new pitch clock rule that has circumvented baseball. Unai will take a fastball for a strike. But Henry DeJesus all night long has done an incredible job behind the dish. And all you can ask for is consistency. That's what Henry's done in this West Coast League game of the week. Unai takes a strike. 1-2. The two relievers that have come in after Tyler Walker and Gavin Moran deserve a big round of applause. Ryan McClaskey and now Caden Thompson. That off-speed misses away. Three-two. Or 2-2 rather. Now full count. Two teams that always duke it out. Familiar faces in the West Coast League South. Battling again tonight. As Unai grounds one softly to Braden Oram, the former Elk. A 1-2-3 8th inning. Buckle up to the 9th inning. It's 6-5 Elks right here on the Bend Elks YouTube page. And before this final frame, we'll take a look at one of the better players on the Cleveland Guardians who got a start in the WCL, Stephen Kwan.
Summer ball just, it has that romantic kind of energy. The sun's out, you get to really enjoy your summer. You're still playing baseball, something you love, but at the same time, you get those precious off days. You get to go out and hang out with your boys, and it's cool. It's really unique because you're playing with guys all over America who you would never have an opportunity to play with, but you know, you create these really long forming friendships that, you know, I still talk to those guys. The people that you meet is amazing, the host families that you have. We had something really special, man. It was baseball at its purest, and not only did we all love the game, we loved each other, and we were playing just to play another game. It wasn't, we have to win the series. It was just like, we just want to play another game with each other. I played for the Corvallis Knights, home field of the Beavers, where I went to school at Oregon State. I knew a lot of guys that played there before. Nick Madrigal. I played with Adley, Zach Taylor. Playing for the Knights felt like an honor. The West Coast League is a great place to play some ball. I mean, you got some premier pitchers out there. I thought the quality of pitchers in the West Coast League was just as good as our college season. I think it's like there's some leagues where it's just like, get your reps, get out of there, but like, you're there to win every single game. The coaches care, the fans care. Like, it's a real fun environment, but competitive at the same time. Summer ball is just its own kind of beast. There's people who are just Corvallis Knights fans. Like, you know, I tell them like, oh, excited for the Oregon State season, and you know, they really couldn't care less. They're all about the Corvallis Knights season, and we had a winning tradition up to that point, so they expected us to win. They have fans love their baseball. They're knowledgeable as well. We had a bunch of kids there. That was always a bunch of fun. It was definitely a really cool experience.
One final frame from right here at Vince Genna Stadium, a whirlwind of a contest in Game 1 of 3 between the Bend Elks and the Ridgefield Raptors. And thanks for joining us for it all, the West Coast League Game of the Week. It's 6-5 Elks. These sweet hats gave away tonight at Genna. All is well, but so much still to unpack. What happens now? Josh Jackson, the new reliever in the game for the Bend Elks, who hasn't been their closer lately. They've given that role to Jared Robles. But at the beginning of this year, the righty out of Umpqua Community College was the guy for Alan Cox's squad. And they're going to need the same thing here in the 9th inning. Jackson looks in, and the first pitch he throws is crushed. Deep to left center field. Dimitri Sasidko can't get there. Hitting first and heading to second is the Ridgefield Raptors hitter in Jackson Weber, a leadoff double. And the Raptors immediately have the tying run in scoring position. Josh Jackson had a good bounce back outing in his last performance at Genna after being away from the team for a bit. But the spot doesn't get bigger than this. Squaring a bunt is Ben Strutt, the 9-hole batter. They're trying to move that tying run up. Strutt takes away, it goes to the backstop. McCluskey up to third. Or make that Weber. And the tying run is 90 feet away. The infield is forced to come in. And Ben Strutt will no longer have the bunt on. Time is now called by the batter and Strutt. The leadoff double from Weber before we could even lay out the scene. And Strutt a chance to tie this game under the orange sky. Strutt takes a strike. 0 for 3 tonight is Ben Strutt. But those numbers off the charts, especially for a 9-hole batter. Jackson's 1-1. Strutt takes a strike at the knees, 1-2. Last time that Josh Jackson worked was on July the 13th in Portland, when 2 innings didn't allow a run. Got himself back on track. Let's see, can he build off of that now? A huge strikeout for Josh Jackson that gets Ben Strutt swinging. And there's 1 out in the 9th. .87 miles per hour, middle, and Strutt swings through it. Not out of the woodwork at all, though. Michael Perazzo has been a star tonight in the leadoff spot. Takes low and Snakenborg blocks it. These are the moments with a big run waiting 90 feet away where you trust your catcher even more. Anything in the turf, you got to rely on Nate Snakenborg to block it. This crowd of 1,400, letting him hear it. Jackson's 1-0. Lofted, pass Beckett first and into right. The fourth hit of the night for Michael Perazzo is the equalizer. And we're tied at 6 here in the 9th. What a contest this has been. And the final chapter of the book, not done being written. All Perazzo did was put the ball in play at a ball that was registered at 44 off the bat. Braden Oram will take down and away. Late game struggles have plagued the Bend Elks. In this stage in the game, for both teams that are looking for a big win. On the move is Perazzo. 1-0, throw down to second, not in time. Kyle Sisk says that Michael Perazzo got his hand in, and it looked like the ball beat him there. In a big moment. I think he was safe. By our initial look, it looked like Perazzo got his hand in there. Oh, that is so close. Puts the go-ahead run in scoring position. Oram takes down an in-tight. Josh Jackson struggling to find the zone. And the Elks getting another reliever loose. It looks like it's the sidewinder, Alex Figueroa. Jackson walked Oram on 4 pitches, and the plot just thickens even more. Look down at that Elks bullpen and wonder if a signal will be made. Wes Harper's going out to have a chat with Jackson, and will let Figueroa keep warming up. In a game where the Elks once led 5-0. The Raptors are now all tied up at 6-6. And the entire infield up on the mound with Harper, Jackson, and the catcher Snakenborg. Harper gives him a pat on the shoulder. Another look at this one. The hand is in there before the tag, and a great job by base umpire Kyle Sisk getting that right in a huge spot. All roads lead back to the player to watch, Carson Luna. Luna with a hearty hack, but was late, 0-1. One for 4 tonight with a single that came back in the 4th. Jackson's 0-1. Well outside, Snakenborg forced to catch it on the backhand. Despite where the momentum is going on Ridgefield's side, if you're Josh Jackson, you're still a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. And these Elks have gotten those ground balls tonight. Gets the call, just touching the black on the outer third. It's 1-2. Searching for answers is Josh Jackson. Long look in and readies. Down and away, but phenomenal glove work from Nate Snakenborg on the back pick. This stage of the game, you cannot have a couple of runners move up on a wild pitch. On second is Perazo. On first is Orem. 6-6 in the top of the ninth. 2-2 with 1 out to the Michigan shortstop, Carson Luna. Jackson fires and got him. The breaking ball gets Luna way out in front. There's 2 outs. Both outs that Josh Jackson has recorded have come via the K. But still has to go through Josh Proctor, the righty. Proctor reached on an error his last time by Julian Unai, the shortstop. Dancing off a second is Perazo. First pitch from Jackson misses down and away. De Jesus again spot on. That is off by a fraction of an inch. Under this gorgeous sky set in beyond the mountains. A phenomenal game. 2-0. Josh Proctor's seen these moments before at Oregon State, a team that's always a lock for the NCAA Tournament Regional, and even last year with the Corvallis Knights, a team built on success. Sit for 1 pitch, 1 spot. Jackson's 2-0, misses just off the plate. And with Snakenborg setting up outside as he reached across his body, could not get that call. See if Proctor gets turned away here. Green light 3-0. Ball 4. Outside, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the ninth. The second walk of the inning. And you wonder, when will it be time to make that move? Look at that backdrop. Couldn't draw it up any better in a painting. And Braden Watson, who's been the best hitter tonight for the Raptors, gets a chance in the biggest spot. Jackson delivers with him loaded, and the breaking ball misses in. Pressure now with that walk to throw strikes if you're Jackson. The entire Elks dugout looking on, waiting anxiously. Watson takes 2-0 and make that 6 straight balls thrown from Josh Jackson. On third is Perazo. On second is Orem. On first is Proctor. Jackson's 2-0. This is low. It's 3-0 and nowhere to put the Elks reliever. He has to come in. Pressure moments for these Elks. That entire defense also on their toes. Called a strike. Jackson eases himself into the at-bat right at the top of the zone. The Evansville signee and Braden Watson. The 3-1. Fouled right back. A full count. And moments you dream of as a kid on either side. Full count. 2 outs. Bases loaded, top of the ninth, 6-6 the score. Mano y mano. Jackson stares down his catcher and Snakenborg as Watson readies. Who's built for the moment more? Watson calls time. You gotta hold on just for a second as Watson readjusts his batting gloves. The game of the week couldn't have lived up to more hype. And the moment of the night upon us. Every runner will be on the move. Jackson's payoff. Popped up. Foul territory. Beck giving chase. So is Nato, and we'll do it again. Pitch number 27 coming up for Josh Jackson, who is laboring. Looking for that final answer to the equation. The 3-2 once more. Fouled away. And Watson isn't going anywhere. Like an old Western movie, two cowboys, neither giving up. Who will crack first? One RBI already tonight for Watson that came in the sixth. Big deep breath from Josh Jackson is 3-2. Got him looking at the top of the zone, and Josh Jackson punches him out. Stranding, the bases loaded, keeping this game tied. It just got the top of the zone, and Watson knew it. The resilience from Josh Jackson, and a roar as he exits the mound. Look at that reaction. An unbelievable night, a culmination of an outstanding game coming down to the bottom of the ninth. Thank you so much for joining us on Bend Elks YouTube. I'm Aiden O'Neill, your voice of the Bend Elks. But man, on both sides, you can't ask for anything more. You say game of the week, you wonder maybe it's just a traditional Raptors-Elks game on a Friday. Nope. One of the best games of this season. And the Elks, who already have 2 walk-offs here at their home at Genna, will look to do it again. They'll face the lefty for another inning of work in Caden Thompson, who has settled into this game. And Thompson will face the heart of the order. Keaton Nato, Jace Miller, Wynn Gurney, hitters 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. Jace Miller accustomed to those big moments right here. But the Raptors, to come back in this game like they have, a pat on the back, looking to avoid losing their 10th straight game. A lot at stake in this bottom of the ninth. And it'll all start with Keaton Nato against the Southpaw. Nato's 1 for 4. But also extremely fast if he were to reach. Thompson misses away, 1-0. At the time of the night when a lot of the crowd would usually be dispersed, all sticking around. Well outside, 2-0, and pressure on Thompson. Because not only is Keaton Nato fast, the leading base stealer on this team with 13. His time is now called from Henry DeJesus. The same thing he's saying to Caden Thompson, and he calls it a ball. So he's been warned multiple times with the lack of engagement with the batter. And this time Henry DeJesus says, That's enough to be a pitch clock violation and a ball. That was tough for Thompson because it looked like Keaton Nato wasn't engaged. Like Nato tried to engage, but Thompson may have already been in his motion. The 3-0 fastball misses up. The Elks have the winning run on first base. And Keaton Nato, a 4-pitch walk to open up the bottom of this ninth. It's the 4th walk as a staff. And time is now called. Raptors head coach Chris Cota has seen enough from Caden Thompson and is going to the bullpen. Almost 40 pitches thrown from the lefty, 3 Ks to 1 walk and just 2 hits. But it's that point in the game where the Raptors have no choice. A new pitcher coming in. It looks like that's the righty Hayden Morrison. We'll keep you here. Hayden Morrison gets ready to throw his warm-up pitches. Morrison, a 3 ERA in just 3 innings of work. But a .67 whip, can be erratic at times with his command. But in this sample size, and although it's short with the Raptors, has not had that issue. Morrison, the 6'3", 200-pound junior from Boney Lake, Washington. Was previously at Lower Columbia and now goes to Niagara University. 13 games he had there, 25 1/3 innings pitched, but a 7.82 ERA. And not an easy spot at all, coming in out of the bullpen. And the man you see on the other side that's coming up is Jace Miller. Miller being an Elk that sent everybody home a year ago against the Cowlitz Black Bears. Same ownership group as the Ridgefield Raptors, have since been disbanded from the WCL. But Miller's been that dude in clutch moments. And he'll look for another signature one. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Couple of strikeouts. And also walked with the bases loaded. You can't rule out Keaton Nato thinking about stealing second. Would say in this moment that's more likely than Miller laying down a bunt. From Medford, Oregon, his whole baseball career has come in this great state. And in 2026 was with the Beavers. Looking in is Hayden Morrison. Miller does square to bunt, and oh my goodness, it went up and in, he fouled it away. And if it didn't hit his bat, it would have caught nothing but Jace. Look at him square. Almost used it to avoid himself. He told himself, in no circumstance am I backing out of the way of this. If he squared to bunt on the first pitch, will likely do it again, and immediately giving himself up. Pulls it back, but it's called a strike at the top of the zone. Miller thought it was up, but it was there. Henry DeJesus. And Jace Miller with 2 strikes will have to protect. 13 stolen bases, the team leader over there at first in Keaton Nato. Miller strikes out and goes to a knee. As Hayden Morrison gets a big first out. One out for Win Gurney.
In Gurney.
Nato goes. Fastball called a strike. Throw down to second's perfect. Not in time. But Nato came off the bag. Orem kept it on, and they got him. The initial call from Kyle Sisk was that Nato was safe and that he beat it. But a wise job from Braden Orem, who never let that tag go. Or he did pop it off, but then Nato flew so far by, which is seen sometimes on turf. And although his leg tried to sweep back on the bag, it wasn't in time. Nobody on for Gurney, and he'll take a strike, 0-2. Now this game has changed in a matter of moments in favor of Ridgefield, but the Elks still one swing away from winning it. Gurney with the power to do so. Lines it foul. Watch out in that Raptors dugout. Everybody's got to scurry away. If we were to play extra innings, the Raptors would start on the top of the 10th with runners on first and second and nobody out. The Elks would have the same chance in the bottom half of the 10th. Morrison's 0-2. Got Gurney swinging. And Hayden Morrison, despite allowing the leadoff walk to Keaton Nato, works a zero. And we're going to the 10th. Extra innings baseball in the WCL Game of the Week when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube. Heading to the 10th here at Genna Stadium. We got the adrenaline pumping up here. What a night it's been. 6-6 the score. Raptors out hitting the Elks 11-9. But we're playing extra innings baseball, and this is where it gets funky. So if this is your first time watching West Coast League extra innings baseball, I'll explain it to you now. Runners on first and second with nobody out for both teams. It'll start with the Raptors. Their last two outs will go out to the bases. And then the Elks will get that same opportunity. The strategy becomes interesting because do you bunt and move both runners over, or do you swing away and take advantage of that extra out? Both are absolutely a possibility. But for one final time tonight, before this inning ensues, let's take one final look around the West Coast League. Edmonton on top of Port Angeles, 13-7. Walla Walla, 10-5 over Corvallis. Drifters on top of the Berries, 12-1 bottom 8. Harbor Cats beating the Apple Sox 9-4. Pickles, Pippins, 11-8 there. Kelowna on top, or Nanaimo on top of Kelowna 8-6, and then 5-5 Bellingham and Kamloops. Squaring to bunt and pulling it back is Isaiah Hearn as that misses down. Two runners on base. Proctor and Watson. Proctor out at second, Watson at first. Hearn squares to bunt on the 1-0. The new pitcher into the game is the sidewinder Alex Figueroa. Isaiah Hearn has 3 runs batted in tonight, but they're still tasking him with laying down a bunt. Alex Figueroa, a 5.4 ERA, 9 Ks, a 1.4 whip. Corner infielders creeping in. Squares around again. Pulls back and takes low. Alex Figueroa struggling with finding the strike zone and at risk of loading the bases. Just past 9:30 p.m. local time in a game that hasn't been that long, but has been as close as you can possibly get. Nowhere to put Figueroa. And he gets the call just on the outside corner. Hearn thought he had ball 4. The big home run from the Oregon commit came in the 6th inning. But here, tasked with a much different opportunity. It's a down foul, and it's 3-2. This becomes decision time for Isaiah Hearn. You'd imagine Chris Cota, with how much he trusts Isaiah Hearn and his bat, would call off the bunt with 2 strikes. Figueroa currently in the portal with a delivery that's as hard to bunt as anybody. His payoff. Hearn swinging away will tap one to Beck. His only play is at first. It's just as good as a bunt as it moves both runners up on a ball that was hit 55 off the bat. And there's 2 runners in scoring position. Just put the ball in play. It hit just in front of home plate. And a nice job by Beck sticking with it. Brings up Reagan McCluskey, 1 for 3 with a walk. McCluskey pops it up. Shallow right field. Nato crashing in near the line. He'll make the catch. Bluffing the tag at third is Proctor. The throw in is on 1 hop, and everybody's forced to stay at home. Keaton Nato, a great catch and throw. And the Elks are 1 out away from getting out of this 10th unscathed. A big league level outfield that Keaton Nato plays. And he tracked that all the way into his glove, set his feet, and also props to Snakenborg with that outstanding glove work on a hose. Not done yet with Jackson Weber, the ASU commit that takes down. On third is Proctor, on second is Watson. They both started on first and second respectively. Weber's had a double tonight. Figueroa's 1-0, misses in tight. Some groans from the home crowd, but it was significantly off the plate. Jackson Weber's got 11 runs batted in on the summer. 2 ducks on the pond with 2 outs. Fastball, grounded softly. Unai has to charge. Field and throw to first. In time! And Alex Figueroa gets out of the inning without allowing a run. The Bend Elks head to the bottom of the 10th with a chance to walk it off, starting with runners on first and second when we come back. The bottom of the 10th inning. The Elks somehow get out of a top of the 10th with runners on first and second and nobody out on the Raptors side, and Ridgefield doesn't score. The Elks now have the same exact opportunity, and they'll send Brady Pettit to the dish. It's Pettit, Beck, and then Nate Snakenborg. You wonder if Brady Pettit now tasked with bunting to set it up for Cam Beck. That feels likely. The pitcher is still Hayden Morrison. And Johnny Kemp saying a couple of words to Brady Pettit as he gets ready to hit. De Jesus, Weber, and Morrison all chatting on the mound. Pettit picked up an RBI back in the first inning and singled his last time through. 2 softly hit baseballs that still resulted in production. Squares around immediately to get down the bunt. Miller on second, Gurney on first. Pettit pops up the bunt. It goes on top of the press box. Saw a pitch up in the zone at 85 and couldn't get it down.
Yes, there is. You play to win the game. You play to win the game.
Morrison's 0-1. Miss is low. Good take from BP. He pulled it back. You get both runners up into scoring position. You like your chances with Cam Beck coming up on deck. Elks have already had 2 walk-offs this year, one courtesy of Kevin Ferruta, one via Jordan Ortiz. Who's going to be the hero tonight? 1-1. Pettit takes in tight. Did he go around? Appeal to Kyle Sisk. He did not. Brady Pettit heads down to first, and they're loaded with nobody out. In real time, it looked like Pettit did go around. Did he pull the bunt back? I don't think he did. He kept that bunt out the entire way. And Kyle Sisk says he didn't go. You see one more look at it. Brady Pettit, he was attempting to get out of the way of it, which made it the 50-50 zone. But a reasonably irate Chris Cota, who cannot believe that Kyle Sisk said he didn't go around. Pettit can take a big, deep breath. And Brady Pettit counting his blessings over there at first that wasn't called a strike. Cam Beck digs in with the bases loaded and nobody out. The entire infield forced to come in. Hayden Morrison looking for an answer. Beck just needs a ball in the outfield. Take a strike at the bottom of the zone. Beck had an RBI sac fly in the 7th. Big reason why this game has stayed tied. Miller, Gurney, Pettit, third to first. Beck swings and misses, 0-2. Now forced to shorten up. All the pressure on the pitcher in Morrison. Beck just needs to put the ball in play. Takes down and away on a breaking ball. After not a ton of playing time at Oregon State his freshman year, Cam Beck has looked for moments like this. Formerly the #1 player in the state of Utah. Staring down the barrel. Down and away, a miraculous save from the catcher, Jackson Weber. If that went to the backstop, Jace Miller would have likely come in and scored to end this baseball game. Look at this effort from the ASU commit on a tough backhand catch. Morrison's 2-2. Cold strike three right down the heart of the plate. And Beck is frozen for the first out. Just could not get it off his shoulders. And Morrison snaps over that breaking ball. Right down the heart of the plate. Nate Snakenborg, his chance. He'll take a strike. Is Morrison not reluctant at all to continue to pound the zone? His 15th pitch thrown, that last one. Still Miller, Gurney, and Pettit, your runners, with one out in the bottom of the 10th. Snakenborg takes low on a fastball. A gutsy take that was just a hair down. Same scenario. Ball in the outfield does the job. Morrison's 1-1. Misses low. And the plot thickens even more for the Raptors righty. 4 runs batted in on the summer for Snake. But the ball in Morrison's court has to come in. Breaking ball, check swing, appealed assist. He went, and Nate Snakenborg can't believe it. It's 2-2. Frustrated Elks dugout, but Snake has to put it behind him. A ground ball could get the Raptors out of this inning. Snake battling hard. The 2-2 misses down, and the biggest pitch of the game coming up. Miller, Gurney, Pettit, your runners. One more ball would give the Elks the victory. Nowhere to put Morrison. His payoff. Snakenborg into left field for a base hit. Here comes Miller. Snake. What a win for the Elks. 7-6 the final. And the West Coast League Game of the Week delivers. Incredible. Snake's statement. His second hit of the night is the big one. And in a marathon Friday night game, they ripped the jersey off of Nate. As they're going to soak this one in. Their third walk-off at Genna this season. The victory formation between first base and the Elks dugout. An unbelievable type of win. Elks got out hit by Ridgefield. 11 hits to 10. But they did their thing when it mattered most. Will step aside as they already give the cooler bath to Nate Snakenborg, and we'll be back to catch up with the player of the game in this West Coast League Game of the Week when we come back. An incredible win, 7-6 the final, and the hero of it all, Nate Snakenborg. We'll send it down to Nate. Nate, what an incredible performance for you, and just, first of all, what are the emotions going through your head heading down to first, knowing you got it done?
Oh, I mean, thank you very much. I don't know, obviously this hasn't been my best summer, but just being able to do that for my boys, you know, like it means the world. Like, I don't think I've ever felt a better feeling, honestly. That was just such an awesome win for the boys, for sure. So,
a lot of hard work, Nate, goes into all these moments, the unseen hours that all of you guys put in. To have the monkey off your back when you see that ball go into left, I mean, that must be so incredible.
Yeah, I mean, just, yeah, incredible is the only way to describe it, if I'm being honest. I just literally, I honestly blacked out once I saw that ball going through the gap. I just got so hyped.
Nate, have you had yourself a walk-off at any point in your baseball career, or was this the first one?
Maybe back in my youngin' days, but definitely not recently.
Thinking about this, Nate, as far as coming off the All-Star break, you all know you need that second half momentum. What does a win like tonight do for your guys' confidence in the clubhouse?
I mean, it just sets the tone, you know, like just all game we were pressing, you know, then they tied it up, and I mean just keeps the ball rolling. Like, just the momentum, you know, playing these guys, obviously these guys are top of the conference and stuff, so like just being able to snowball that into tomorrow is just like, it's going to be so huge for us, no doubt.
One final one for you, Nate. This incredible crowd of over 1,400 tonight. They stuck around. They popped when you got that knock. Describe their emotion that you heard on that field.
Just a roar, just like a wave of roars. It was deafening, honestly. But Bend Elk Nation is the greatest fan base, no doubt, in the WCL. So we're all blessed to have these people supporting us every night.
Nate, enjoy the rest of your night. Your first WCL Game of the Week, Player of the Game. It's Nate Snakenborg. Take care, Nate.
Thank you very much. Go Elks.
Nate Snakenborg does the job late. Jordan Ortiz was the last walk-off that the Elks had here at Vince Genna Stadium. It was also to left field. But this one wasn't over the third baseman's head. It snuck through the 5-hole, just in between Luna and the shortstop in Michael Perazzo. Let's just take one final look at the knock, because it wasn't hit particularly hard, but it found outfield grass. And when Miller came in to score, you see Snake, how much it means to him to come through with that big of a knock, and the bat flip for good measure high into the night sky with his teammates mobbing him. And I was excited too. Of course. The third walk-off of the year. But all the angles, the dugout ready to mob him. Who's got the Gatorade tonight? Incredible. And the beautiful thing about baseball is, even if you're the Elks, you're 14-22, you're 8 games below 500. You come to the park every day with something to play for. You come to the park every night with the chance to live out a moment like this. And tonight that moment belonged to Nate Snakenborg, one you dream of as a kid. College baseball during the regular season or summer ball, regardless of what it may be, being able to have that sort of moment is something that Nate Snakenborg will never forget, and something that the Elks will hope to live on as they build momentum into the second half. For one final time, I'm Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Your final lines: 7 for the Elks, 6 for the Raptors. The Raptors out-hit Bend, 11 hits to just 10 on Ridgefield side, and then 2 errors for Ridgefield to just 1 for the Elks. 3-1. Bend is now against Ridgefield as the second half and the final stages of this season become even more critical. Each game means so much. For my great producer, Pierce Gordon, Aiden O'Neill signing off. We will see you tomorrow night. Same time, same place. This was the West Coast League Game of the Week, and it lived up to all the hype.